No need to pump fake and double check today, man. No Cooldown back in the building. Episode 6. We got a juicy one today, man. But before we get into all that, When Easy, my co-host, is here. Please say hello to the people. How are you doing today on this lovely Friday when the God?
It's pretty cold where I'm at. It feels like literally single digits. But I got the heater on, so we're pretty chill. We're pretty chill.
God bless you. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we talked about this the other day because I was like, "Yo, this is the trade-off, bro." Like, I'll run from a couple gators. I'm not mad at it. I'll do it.
Yeah, it is.
I'll let it.
It's 9 degrees right now. It's 9 degrees.
That's brick as shit.
Yeah.
Oh my, that's
It's colder than my fridge. It's colder than my fridge right now.
That is something I can't tap into. I'm too warm blooded. I'm too warm blooded for that shit. I know I'm from New York originally, but that shit has left me a long time ago, bro. I can't. My tolerance for that shit is low, bro. It be getting cold in the house, nigga. I'm socked up. You see my hoodie on right now. I'm like, yeah, bro, we can't do this shit. We can't. But yeah, man. Hey, I'm here, that man Tripp. You know what I'm saying? We in the building. No Cooldowns back in the building for a juicy one this week. This is a very, very, very impactful episode. I thought this was gonna be a dry week this week, but then out of the gates, you know what I'm saying? Shots have been thrown around. A lot of stuff has been swirling around a specific topic, but you know what I'm saying? We're gonna warm up to it. And in the warm up, we got a couple of funny stories and just a couple things we want to talk about before we get into the juiciest news. So first and foremost, one of the funniest stories this week comes from the Italian government of all places, as a Zoom meeting for lawmakers discussing data transparency and political decision making opened. And they got a little bit more transparency that they bargained for. So at some point in the call, literally like there's like a Zoom call. Somebody shared their screen and it went straight up like a whole image of Tifa Lockhart from Final Fantasy VII. She was getting that shit boing boing in 4K. She was getting rocked. It was straight hentai, bro. And I'm like, that's fucking tough. And the worst part was probably all the timing, because as soon as they were introducing one of their guests, which was a Nobel Peace Prize winner in physics from like last year, 2021, that video came up. So it was like the worst timing ever, bro. Did you see this?
No, I heard about it, and it was funny because I was like, why is Tifa trending right now? And then like I heard about it and I was like, this is actually insane that this is happening in real life. Like, this is a real life thing that actually happened. Bro,
like these are like, you know what I'm saying? Like the world's governments, you know what I'm saying? Like in movies, it's like, yo, bro, they come together for NATO and like intergalactic threats and shit, Independence Day. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit used to be sacred. We got people showing straight up.
Like, come on, man. You couldn't wait for like a different time?
Bro, my man's was in there and he said, yo, listen, I need to get this shit off now. I'm tired of all this waiting, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I can't talk about policy right now while I'm backed up, dog. This is ridiculous.
It's wild. It is just, people just like do whatever they, and it's like beautiful because like I've been at work and I've like been on my phone, or there were times where I was like watching a stream while I was supposed to be working, and like I was just like, man, I don't care about this job. It's funny to see people in those positions also have that same kind of attitude where they're just like, man, I don't care, dog. I'm about a Tifa. Like that's crazy to type in a, like I couldn't. Bro. I couldn't. I'm built very different, I guess. That man is very different.
Facts though. I'm like, I'm sitting there. Sometimes I be getting guilty because I'm like, I'm at work. I'm like, you know, I watch a couple videos here and there. Or, you know what I'm saying? In between doing my work, I take a little break. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my job for the people out there looking for me. I'm doing it. I'm doing it, but in between, you know what I'm saying? Watch a couple videos, entertain myself, keep my mind, you know, at ease during periods. And some people out here just straight up, you know what I'm saying, getting to the stick they meet right there in the middle of government forums about actual efficacy of data. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like some real important stuff you would think in some spaces. Italian government's like, nah, bro. Dude in the office like, yo, bro, like, can I get this in right now? I mean, we on Zoom, bro. They ain't gonna know I'm on Zoom, bro. Share screen. That's the wildest shit, God. Bro. You can't write the shit, man. Ain't nothing better than real life, because this shit is too funny, bro.
It's so too funny.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, that was that first story. That was funny. But to a little bit more excitement, and not in that kind of way, excitement. Pause. Dang, bro. You know what I'm saying? They was ready for that. I'm talking about the Moon Knight trailer that dropped over the past week, man. Listen, I ain't got no intro or nothing for this one, bro. Like, It's so good. It looks good, man. When you know what I'm saying, for those of y'all that don't know, the Moon Knight trailer did drop. I think it was a part of some drop for what was it, playoff, college playoffs, something like that. It was something an NFL game playoffs. I think it was the beginning of playoffs.
Some game with a ball they were scoring or something.
One of those.
Yeah, one of those.
Facts. And then so that full trailer actually dropped. The first full look we get at Moon Knight, Oscar Isaac. I like it looks ridiculous, bro. What was you thinking about it?
So his name is Oscar Isaac, right? The actor. I love movies. I don't remember names very well. He is a phenomenal actor, and when I saw that he was in it, as somebody who's literally, I can't say never watched any of the Marvel series because I have officially started WandaVision.
Yeah. Fight through.
That's on TV. It is definitely a show, but like him being in it, I was like, damn, I gotta give it a shot because it's like he's a really good actor and it's a really good premise. So I'm like, all right, you guys got me. Me and Panda were watching it. Can't say that she got through the first 2 episodes. I definitely did. Wish I was more on her side than on that. Like I definitely, I'm a trooper, but I'm excited. It looks it looks phenomenal. It looks phenomenal.
Like again, we're getting to the point where we're branching off like a lot with the Marvel stuff. So we're diving into like a lot of niche characters, you know what I'm saying, are gonna have a lot of real cool storylines that a lot of people aren't privy to, or people are getting their first looks. I don't know like an insane amount about you know what I'm saying, Moon Knight, Mark Spector and all that shit like that, but he has a cool ass story and he's just a ruthless dude. It's like it gets down to business. It gets gritty. So I'm glad that they're giving this a look. And again, from the trailer, it looks amazing, bro. It looks amazing. Like again, star-studded cast. There was Oscar Isaac was in there. Was it Ethan Hawke? I believe Ethan Hawke was in there.
He might have been actually, yeah.
I saw him in there. I'm trying to remember if it was Ethan Hawke or the other guy that looks like him or Kevin Bacon, but I'm pretty sure.
Let me see.
But they both look close enough to the same. I always confuse them two, but yeah, literally, like it just looks amazing. It's
Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke. Cool. It just looks really dope, and I'm liking the little tidbits that we see so far of kind of like that little descent into madness and how he slowly, I guess, how he dissociates, different identities that he has. Like there was like a little part where he was in the museum and like he walked past, and then his shadow or his mirror reflection just looked at him as he walked past. Didn't even walk with him. I'm like, damn, they're really like they're like going full on with like the actual like. The psychosis that's going on in this man's head and just the dissociativeness that's happening with him. I love that. The look of Khonshu, how he looked when he saw him at the end of that hallway in that one scene was ridiculous. That looked dope. The visuals look dope. His suit is fire. The action looks really good. It look like they fighting monsters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm just ready to see how it connects to stuff, bro. Because listen, we getting a lot of different teasers for a lot of different people. So I think he'll fit in real nicely to where Marvel's headed. So I like it. I like it, man. This Moon Knight trailer, it got me really hyped, man. I'm ready for it. Need to hurry up.
Yeah, I'm excited. It looks pretty solid. I definitely got to catch up with the rest of these shows. I'll let you know. I'll let you know my thoughts on the rest of the shows when I get through them at whatever speed that will be.
I got my guesses. Again, they're not crazy long. Like you can watch some in one sitting. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's why, like, when I watched the first 2 episodes and like I wasn't a huge fan of it, I was like, well, I'm 30% done. So like I can get through it because some people, for example, with like shows like Breaking Bad, I think is one of the best shows of all time. I'll say it myself, the first 2 seasons were dry as shit. That was 2 whole seasons, so I can get through 6 episodes. Like it won't be that big of a deal.
Yeah, literally. Like I feel like for what it's worth, that little build up in some of the shows, I feel like only like 2 of the shows start slow. Wait, Hawkeye's included. Probably 3. A little bit slow, but Hawkeye's a lot shorter because it's like a 1 episode start. Okay. That's pretty slow, and then it starts to pick up. It's a little bit of a left, you know what I'm saying, left field type of approach to me because it's like starting from another point of view, but. Once you get into it, it's a lot. It's like really smooth watching for me, for all of them, honestly. And then you'll see which ones are rise to the top, are the cream of the crop when it comes to certain ones. Man, I got my eye out, but I think overall it'll be a decent watch for all that stuff. So yeah, for sure. Let me know. before we get into the other stuff, I also just wanted to show one thing. Like, okay, so basically, this is just a section. This is just a forewarning to my future self. When we go to DreamCon, you know what I'm saying? You need to bring this. Hold on, I'm about to show this real quick. Hey, I know we got canceled. We got canceled season 1. You know what I'm saying? We got canceled on Netflix, but I don't know if you peeped this. I don't know if you see this, bro.
That's actually really cool.
Hey, yo, I got this is a Christmas. This is like a late Christmas gift like my family gave to me, bro. If we going to DreamCon with this, I'm literally saying whatever happens, and I'm stomping on niggas, bro. I'm not even playing. Like, this is like the hardest shit I've ever seen in my lifetime.
I'm jealous. That's pretty cool.
I want to let you know I cried when I saw this. I want to let you know I cried. Man. Like an actual tear. A tear came out my eye, bro. It might have grew a plant or something like that in the soil. I don't know. These is the most fire joints I've ever seen in my life. I'm so if these one day don't fit me or I somehow lose my feet in some like smelting accident or whatever, I'm shadow boxing this and I'm putting this on my wall in front of everything and on the fridge. I'm taking a picture of it and I'm putting it on the fridge. I'm putting it on my mantelpiece. I'm putting it in front of my kids like trophies and whatnot. It's a wrap. It's staying here forever. It's fire.
For all the people who don't know, Tripp is a welder, I guess, or works with hot metals on the weekends. So
hey, listen, the content fire. That's all I gotta say. That's what I'm working with, man. Hey, I'm just saying, bro. I had to do a little show and tell for that one because that's ridiculous, bro. That's ridiculous. Oh, my chair wheel. Oh my goodness, literally, that was dope. That's all I had to say. Anyways, let's load it up, man. It's about time we get right into the main story of the week because holy hell, there is a lot to work with. As we have seen all over the news, all over the outlets, YouTube videos, Twitch streams, all kinds of clips and breakdowns and TikToks and whatnot, it is official. Microsoft has officially made the move to acquire Activision Blizzard for a massive $70 billion. Now, this has made a lot of waves, obviously, across the gaming industry and business in general, even affecting the stock prices of some people here and there. Like, that's crazy. I'm not going to name names, PlayStation, and even creating another big W for the Xbox and Microsoft banner. So this really spawned a lot of different subplots that we want to cover, but we just want to start with the sale itself. Let's look at it. $70 million. It's the largest acquisition in gaming history, and it literally just like shat all over the largest, the second largest now acquisition, which was like 2 weeks ago, which was Take-Two and Zynga, were like $12 billion. Activision Blizzard are now under the umbrella of Xbox. They're absorbed in. And we heard a lot of different stuff about this. You know, this came out of left field for a lot of us. Maybe some people predicted it. For those of y'all, Nostradamus, you know what I'm saying, the Oracle out here, good job. But for most of us, we didn't even see this coming. And, you know, we've heard some rumblings about the sale and what was going on. You know, and Microsoft came in and approached a really, you know, overvaluation bid. And according to some people, according to the Activision CEO Bobby Kotick himself, Microsoft apparently beat out EA to the sale. You know what I'm saying? He tried to notify other companies to gauge interest, but nobody, I don't think, was going to stack up to the price point that Microsoft put out to buy. Now, one thing we've also heard is that Kotick initially didn't want to sell, but the public pressure from all the stuff going on with Activision Blizzard and the sexual misconduct cases might have played a factor in that position where he had to sell and created a lot of low leverage for him. So just the sale, the impact in general, the lead up, the deal. What are we thinking about this? How does this change everything at a macro level? You know, what's going on?
So when I saw it happen, it wasn't like, wow, I can't believe this happened. It was more like I wasn't shocked that it happened. I was just surprised at how fast it happened, because I thought that the big blowback from all the stuff that was happening with Activision was insane. But if you were to tell me like back then, before this happened, oh, Activision, like, I'm from the future, Activision just continues to make Call of Duty games and ignores all the stuff that happens and nothing bad happens to them, I wouldn't have been surprised, because at the end of the day, like, it's just how it is with them. Like, they don't care. Like, I felt at least. So it's like, I never expected them to sell. I never expected people to try to buy them either, because $70 billion for Activision Blizzard, that's kind of high.
70.
Like
70 B's, bro.
What were the negotiations is what I would like to know. Is like, because if you think about it, like the big IPs that they own, their money makers. When you download BattleNet, which is like the Blizzard launcher, and you see the games on there, it's like Call of Duty, Diablo, World of Warcraft, Overwatch, Heroes of the Storm, and StarCraft. Those are like the 6 main big franchises. When you divide those 6 money makers down, that's like 12 billion a franchise is what they paid. And like, I don't know if Overwatch is worth 12 billion at the state that it's in right now. Like, I'm just more shocked that, like, did Xbox just send the blank check? That's what it felt like. Is Xbox is just like, yo, our name is on it. You write what number you want and send it back to us, and we'll push it all through. Like, that's what it felt like,
bro. I kind of somewhat agree, but you already know what I'm saying. Microsoft got them. They got that on deck. They can do that. They have the pull to do that. And I feel like, again, especially with a lot of these business deals, you're buying on, the potential of certain products that you have under your product set, for stuff you're looking to acquire. So you're buying in the confidence of what they can provide, not the actuals, not the actual accruals and whatnot, the left, right, and center. There's going to be a lot of a confidence game, and certain, figures and numbers are going to be based on perception. It's going to be a lot of perception-based value. So Microsoft's going in, I'm assuming, with the mindset of, listen, they're in a tough spot. If we have the chance to make a big money move here, we can send you this much. We think your brand's worth this much. And again, regardless of all this stuff, the potential that you have in your backlog, the potential you have in your current systems, the games that you have, the franchise that you set up and are making you millions every year, we believe you're worth this much and we can take it to this much. So that's why I feel like they went heavy in with that price point and be like, yo, that's what we're gonna get you, bro. Like off top. And apparently motherfuckers internally were so shocked. They were like, yo, bro, hey, yo, can anybody match this real quick? If they came in so quick, what about everybody else? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Anybody got an opinion? Anybody want to go, going once? Going twice? Anybody? Like, they had to go check somewhere else to see if they can get a better counter offer or something. But when you go in with that big of a number, you literally go, you what is it? Yeah, it's quintuple the greatest, the greatest acquisition up to that point before this was even made. You quintuple the greatest transaction in gaming history. You can't help but just be like, yo, your hands are tied. You can't really do anything. You might as well take the deal. You gotta press the button, bro. You gotta press the button. Howie Mandel's telling you, press that shit.
Especially with the blowback that's going on, is like, oh man, we're really getting torn to pieces by everybody. A lot of our stock has dropped. A lot of our player base is probably left by now. And it's like, what's on the horizon for them, really? Like what is their big comeback story? Like Overwatch 2 that we haven't heard anything about. That's not gonna bring them back. The next Call of Duty that we haven't heard anything about. Like, what's bringing them? WoW, the game that is no longer and hasn't been the best, hasn't been top MMO for a while. Like, there just isn't. There's no claims to, like, the next saving grace is Diablo 4, and as big as the Diablo community is and as dedicated as they are not going to they're not going to be able to bring back Activision from those depths. And it's just one of those things where it's like, that's why I'm not surprised that they sold. I'm just like, it's more just like realizing, wow, Xbox might be trying to create a monopoly here, is what it kind of feels like. It's like they're trying to become like the Disney of gaming.
Yo, and it's wild to think about. A few years ago, that was not the case. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think back to 2016, 17, you know what I'm saying? A lot of franchises were kind of waiting in the wings. They were, Halo was faltering. Halo was falling off. Gears of War wasn't really like, it came out, but then, it's not the same raucous praise that it usually got. The franchises weren't really hitting. First party IPs weren't going as crazy as they are now, or had the momentum to go now. When you think back to that and this, I see that, yo, man, Phil Spencer really had the plan. He just needed a platform, man. He signed the most fucked up deal in the world. He was going crazy.
He just needed Microsoft to open up their pockets, and then now he has one of the what is looking to be like one of the strongest like publishers of all time because of all these IPs.
Like a ridiculous amount of pull that's happened with, bro. It makes no sense in my head that they pulled that money out of wherever, wherever bank that they hit it. You know what I'm saying? But it's there. And I'm like, bro, it's insane. It's insane, man. And the funniest thing is, just speaking to your point earlier about, what was Activision's plan out? that was actually Bobby Kotick, of course, for the guy that he is, you know what he on. He literally said like one of the kind of the reasons behind the sale was like, Overwatch 2 is still a little bit behind the development, hasn't really came out. Call of Duty hasn't sold as well this year, and certain things are backtracking in development reasons that there really isn't a way out. And I'm like, in a small way, I'm like, for the company as a general, I'm like, okay, cool, I understand, but y'all should have had a better plan in the pipeline to actually, raise your price. What are we gonna do if Microsoft didn't come in?
Yeah.
But that was a clear deflection for him, because I'm like, bro, you know why the hell you in trouble. You know why your ass in trouble. You need to stop capping. You need to stop capping for the gram. You need to be real. What's going on? All sexual misconduct stuff you've been trying to get on your ass for. Like, that was a clear deflection. But there is merit in what you were saying with that point of just, like, there's not really what can raise them out of the depths. What can like stop the slide that they were going down and continues to go down right now.
Yeah, it's insane, because it's like, well, and what sucks about it is that, like, Activision, like, again, the thing about Activision, as a fan of Overwatch, as somebody who grew up with Call of Duty, I just always felt like these motherfuckers didn't care. So, like, again, when this shit dropped, and like when they got sued, and when all this shit was happening, I was just like, oh man, Activision is gonna not say shit and keep doing what they, that's all they've done, is just not say shit and continue to do what they do.
Yep.
So when the fact that they sold, I was like, wow, that's crazy, because I honestly expected them to not sell, keep making Call of Duty games,
hard-headed,
and just keep moving. But like, I guess we'll see how this affects Activision in the long run.
Yeah,
like,
it's gonna be really interesting to see, but I think it will be a net positive, and we'll get into some of those reasonings later in like one of the other subtopics. But from what I'm seeing, again, Xbox seems like a brand that actually, is trying to pick up steam. There's a lot of intentionality behind what they're doing. So I fully believe that, this stuff that they're doing, especially with this acquisition, it's not going to be, oh yeah, we just need y'all under these services. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they're coming in with a clear plan to try and, really revitalize and clean up a lot of the stuff that's happening with Activision to make it more profitable for the whole Xbox side. So this shit ain't in vain. This ain't like, spending funny money just because. I feel Spencer's got a plan. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, Phil Spencer, the Xbox team, they got a plan, because they wouldn't be doing this shit for no reason. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't be dropping all this money, making the largest acquisition in gaming history for no reason. So, we'll talk about it, man. We'll talk about it. But speaking of, losers that don't want to sell, let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. So, as confirmed by several outlets, Bobby Kotick will remain as the CEO of Activision Blizzard, as the entire entity now rolls up to Microsoft Gaming. CEO Phil Spencer, there hasn't been any immediate removal of Kotick as head of Activision. So for now, he is staying. But despite that, there have been a lot of rumblings that Kotick is expected to leave his post after the deal has fully closed and the transition has been done. Now, considering, the payouts, which we can get into in a minute, for him actually leaving, it seems like that's probably the most likely route. You know what I'm saying? Some people were getting real mad off the rip, because like, yo, why is Kotick not gone? Why is he not gone?
It just happened.
Exactly. I'm like, bro, this happened today. But I'll get into that a little bit more, man. But yeah, thoughts on Kotick staying, the public reaction to him still being CEO and offering a lot of comments as he does with this stuff, man. What's going on with Kotick?
Man, they should, like, again, motherfucker who doesn't care is him. Like, he did this, he came in, all this shit happened under him, didn't really do anything to stop any of it, sells the company after motherfuckers see, hey, this motherfucker doesn't care, and now he's like, he's just gonna lay low until he takes until that he looks at that Wells Fargo or that Bank of America app, and it opens up, and he's like, oh, there's my 10 billion. Yeah, all right, I'm gonna see you guys later. I literally have more money than any of you guys will ever need to any more money than 3 generations of my family could possibly spend. So I'm out of here. You guys have a good time making these little games or whatever the fuck y'all do, and I'm gonna go fish forever. Like, he doesn't care. You think actually, this is a really interesting point, because
like that.
This actually just happened today. I've totally forgot to bring this up, but if I'm not mistaken, the developers at Raven are trying to unionize now.
Yes, I saw that as well today.
And I'm just like, and that's insane to me, is that, like, you can have somebody like him still, like, we're not still in power, because the thing is that, like, It's not like Xbox signed the paperwork and it's like, all right, we've acquired you. Good to go. Pack up your shit. You're fired. Like they can't just do that, because he could easily then be like, all right, I'm deleting all the files that you'll need. Boom. What are you gonna do? Fire him? Yeah. Like he doesn't. Like you gotta like make a deal with the devil in a sense. Like you gotta play to their with them. But like I hoped and pray to God that they change shit there, because one would only hope that that's what would happen. But again, if Xbox did it, like if Activision was still shitty, like, you know, like what's gonna happen?
That's an interesting thing, but I really hope with the actual foresight, as you can, you know, probably just look up and Google Activision over the past like 8 billion years. You know what I'm saying? You can probably see the problems that are lying with the, you know, with the entire company, and would want to try and help fix that for your brand image now, because you have now absorbed them, so they are attached to your name. Your brand value and perception is now, you know, inextricably linked to them. So you have to do what you can. You know what I'm saying? I also saw a funny tidbit. I forgot who tweeted it, bro. But some dude was like, "Oh yeah, it was like January 13th and then January 18th. It was like, oh yeah, Microsoft acquires Activision, and like 5 days before, it was like Microsoft starts internal like ethics and sexual harassment like screenings and stuff like that. Like, there was a lot of like internal interview investigations. So I was like, yo, this is great timing. Like, yo, why don't you just shift it on over there? You know what I'm saying? While you're at it,
you already contacted those people. Just be like, hey, go over to this address. This is actually our head. This is actually our employees now. So go on and, you know, go fix it in.
Just walk in, tell them you know us, get to work, you know, do your thing. Like
you
literally, bro.
You need more than a team of like social, like, you know, the people who do like the containment in like Monsters Inc. That's what I imagine when you say like, we gotta clean up Activision. Yeah, exactly. Like you need to like,
he's gotta suck.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like with the suits, it's just like, get away from these women. Like you need people to like with hazmat suits just locking that shit down, because it is just horrible over there.
Like dead ass, bro, dead ass. But backtracking on to the point of Kotek. You know, this is the thing with business that sucks, you know, for a lot of people. For us on the outside, for the regular consumer, we want that man gone ASAP. And trust me, I want that motherfucker gone and rotting somewhere ASAP. Yeah. I really do. But with the contingencies and stuff of business that he's put in place, and whatever team that supported him at Activision puts in place, you can't get rid of him that easy. You can't just, you know, drop him like that, because there's so many legal things that he's put on, you know what I'm saying, that he can't really be touched for the moment until they deal with certain stuff. So for the fact of him seeing it through the transition, you know what I'm saying, like not necessarily brain drain, but just him overseeing certain operations until everything is handed over to Phil Spencer, the keys are given to him, everything is tidied up, and the transition's fully done, everything's signed on dotted line, and that whole process of merger and acquisition is complete. He has to stay. He has to stay just because that's the presiding body. That's just how business goes.
Unfortunately,
and, you know, that's just how it is. But usually how these things go with mergers and acquisitions, if you're coming into a company that isn't going through major reshuffling itself, most of those people usually get reassigned, fired, or, you know what I'm saying, or promoted somewhere in some roles, depending on what, you know, the company that's doing the absorbing is actually, you know, looking at. So the most likely case is Kotek is not gonna be there next to Phil Spencer, like, hey, come on up, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk business. No, he already has enough. That man's a criminal. Get him out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's good. As soon as we get the legal, you know what I'm saying, all the legal tape and stuff out of the way, Kotek's most likely gonna be gone. But we just have to see it through this transition period. You know what I'm saying? And again, with this, it's a lot of, again, legal proceedings that we have to make sure are, you know, are tidied, so no extra money gets lost, you know what I'm saying, so the proper stuff is going to the proper places, and you do your due diligence on that side, so, you know, there's no mix-ups or ifs, ands, or buts about anything. He's gone. And two, it's the money side. So I'll literally give you the number. So basically, right here in this tweet by Steven Totilo from about June 23rd, 2021, this is I believe a part of Bobby Kotek's, you know what I'm saying, couple of release clauses and stuff that's a part of, I guess, some type of financial statements, I'm assuming, that give income statements of all the, you know, top executives at Activision Blizzard. This is from Steven Totilo again. I'll jump right to the category. Potential payments upon termination or change of control to Robert Kotick. So we'll go right here to this last column. As a matter of fact, I'll give you through. They have death, disability, termination without cause of employment, and termination by change of control. So, there's a lot of different payments and stuff. And now that it's been added, there was an addendum, of course, with the acquisitions or change of control, which falls under that. The very last one, which is the largest pay category, he would get a whopping 292, 970, 341 million US dollars. So I'm just saying, Microsoft are definitely within their rights to give him this money to get the hell out of here. But they're not going to mess up anything to make sure he gets no penny more. He's not going to get a penny more. You know what I'm saying? The sad thing about this is he walks away with that money. And that pisses me off because that's the unfortunate side of the corporate world and everything. If people are terrible and you know what I'm saying, but they still follow whatever, legal bounds of their operation or company, they still walk away with a paycheck. That sucks. But that's the rules of the game. So if they're willing to do that, which they probably will be, and they're not going to, I doubt they're going to keep him around or incorporate him into their, hierarchy or actual structure. He's going to be gone, but he's walking away with that money. You know what I'm saying? Whatever he does with it, you know what I'm saying? That's on him. I hope it all gets lost in a tornado, but that's on him to do. But I think for all of us, the crux of it is he will be gone. We just have to be patient and wait on that transition. We just got to be patient.
Yeah, it's definitely, and people have been saying this for years, it's definitely a systemic thing. It's not like, it's something that we can't, as much as I would love for him to be packing up his box when he's leaving on his last day and then walking into the back of a police car, as much as I would love for motherfuckers to get some kind of responsibility, it might not happen. But the solace is the small glimmer of hope is that hopefully, praying to God, we don't have to see this kind of disgusting, toxic culture thrive any longer in some of these franchises and games and companies that we want to enjoy. I literally love playing Overwatch, but two things made me not play it. One, there's literally no new content. But the more important one, because I used to play it on stream too. If you've been in my stream long enough, you know that I used to have multiplayer Mondays was Overwatch day. When I found out about the Activision thing, I was like, I'm off this shit. I haven't played Diablo. I'm a big fan of Diablo. I'm a big fan of Overwatch. Call of Duty, Heroes of the Storm, I like more than Call of Duty. There's some franchises there that I truly do enjoy, but at one point I just said, fuck all this shit. It's just not worth it. It's just really not worth it.
Facts. And again, I'm kind of in the same boat. There's some I was in the mindset of if Activision died, I'd be like, yo, that's crazy.
Let me boot up Battlefield.
To me, yeah, you know what I'm saying? To me, it wasn't that crazy. For me, I haven't played Call of Duty or Warzone in it's probably been 6 months, maybe 5-6 months. Wow. It's been a long time. It's been a long ass time. So I'm I was in the standpoint of all the shit they doing, I don't need to, be a part of that stuff. I got other games to play anyways. You know what I'm saying? That is what it is. But again, back to the core and the crux of this, Xbox as a brand has already, shown themselves to at least be receptive to all the things that we're speaking about that are on the opposite end that Activision is doing. You know what I'm saying? They're at least hearing people out. They're at least looking at some of these things. They're, again, look at the whole January 13th thing. They're launching investigations to, again, make sure things are on the up and up internally. They cannot afford to actually, come into a place where, Activision they've had stuff so rampant and let it slide. They can't. That's already counterproductive to what they do. I already know with this they're investing way more than $70 billion into this. Yeah. To me, they're investing so much more money because it's going to take a lot for them to reestablish, normalcy and proper standards that are into, a lot of these, avenues and creeks and crannies of this whole system that Activision Blizzard have set up, man. All the 40 plus weird ass employees that was causing all the sexual harassment trouble, you know what I'm saying? And that's seeped down to maybe people in recruitment. Who knows what number that's at now? They have to really root out the evil, you know what I'm saying? Cut it all out and start anew. And that's gonna come with time. But I really believe that, Xbox as a brand really knows what they're getting into, and they're going to put in that work to rectify that situation and make sure that doesn't happen at Activision Blizzard ever again. So I fully believe that's going to happen, and it will start with Kotick majorly. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see the first big punch that shot her around the world with Kotick leaving. And then that's when you're gonna start to see a lot more progress on that front. So for Xbox, I have no problem with how it's going right now. Of course, he has to stay for the business side of things and for legal. You can't just rip and replace him and throw him out the damn window. Like, get your ass out of here, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't just automatically off the rip do that. But I know there's a time and a place, you know what I'm saying? Just not now. Shout out to Professor Oak. You know what I'm saying? We'll see it down the road. We'll definitely see it down the road. So yeah, that's enough of that weirdo, man. Let's get that out of here. Let's get to a little bit juicier topic. This is a nice little subtopic on this one, man. So one of the biggest actual sticking points of this acquisition was the presence of current deals and partnership ventures that Activision had activated with Sony. Now, in 2020, Sony was actually the biggest customer for Activision, accounting for 17% of Activision's annual revenue. And now that is all on Xbox. That has come into the Xbox fold. Basically, Activision are paying for Xbox's services. So Sony reps have come out to state, you know, there have been a lot of reports, and they had an official rep come out and speak and then said, we expect that Microsoft will abide by contractual agreements and continue to ensure Activision games are multi-platform. Now, Phil Spencer went on Twitter to carefully state, had good calls this week with leaders at Sony. I confirmed our intent to honor all existing agreements upon acquisition of Activision Blizzard and our desire to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation. Sony is an important part of our industry, and we value our relationship. So I just think this is personally funny as hell. I understand the contract is a contract, but it's just funny as hell. But what you thinking about this, man?
I tweeted this. I was like, when I saw that, I was like, this feels like when like your mom or your like dad get a divorce, and then like they get a new partner, and they're like, don't worry, we'll you know. They know better. The court has told them, you know, that we still have to have family dinners. Like, we're still gonna have family dinners. And the person with like with their new partner is like, no, we're definitely still having, you know, like we're definitely still abiding by what the court said. Family dinners will definitely still happen as many times as they need to happen. You know, like let's come on now. Like, I'm not a terrible person here.
Oh my goodness, bro! Like it's mad funny to me, bro. This is the crazy thing. It's like, so I'm just imagining Sony offices, right? Like the news breaks, they're like, "Yo," like they see the news, they're like, "Yo, Activision, who? Xbox, motherfucker? Don't we do most of our business with them, motherfucker? Yo, what? Them? Oh, nah, we gotta lock shit down now. Hey, listen, they need to make sure everything we had dealt with Activision, that's not their business. Make sure all the stuff we talked about, that's good. Y'all make sure it's good. That's how I assume that whole conversation went down. Like they was scrambling, like, bro, we need to talk about this.
I just imagine like one of like the Sony execs was like, they told him the news, and he was just like word for word, he was just like, so like somebody walks into his office, he's like, yeah, what's up? What? Activision got bought by who? Can they even do that? Like, is that legal? What's going on? What's the number for Phil? No, our activate Phil. Oh, you just sold? Like, wow, a few people call you out and you guys just turned pussy, huh? All right, whatever. I gotta get back to work, to my job. Hopes to see you have one later. And then just like click, and then you're just scrambling.
Said, see you later, Bob.
See you later. By the way, should I change your email to @Xbox now? Or like, is it an Outlook now instead of a Gmail?
Yeah, it's an Outlook. I'm about to say, we'll give you a Hotmail, you old motherfucker. Oh, dead, bro. Like, yo, literally, like, I know that had to hurt. That had to sting a little bit, man. That had to, you know what I'm saying? And again, this statement feels like, yo, it's like a real like press. It's like, bro, you need to make sure you don't step on any of our bounds in our dealings right now. That's what that felt like to me. So, you know, and again, the wordsmithing from Phil Spencer was like, yo, listen, anything contractually obligated, of course we're gonna abide by. We would never, you know what I'm saying? We would never even hope to, you know what I'm saying, do this stuff. You're such an important place in our industry, man. I'm coming for your ass. Wait till them shits break. Wait till them shits expire. I'm on your ass. Yo. That's what that felt like to me. That's what I felt like, you know what I'm saying? So it just in general, you know what I'm saying? Just Sony is in this place where they're reshuffling a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You see stuff. We talked about it last week with all the PlayStation Now cards coming back. They're trying to create this competitor to Game Pass, and now you see on the IP standpoint, we're grabbing all this company space on the Xbox side. We're creating a whole nother, you know what I'm saying, wave of games to support first party stuff in our ecosystem. So on multiple fronts, they're a little bit, I guess, I'm not saying behind the pace, but they kind of got a little bit of sucker punch. You know what I'm saying? Like they got beat to the punch. Yeah. So they're like, oh shoot, we gotta do something now. Whoa, they kind of picked up steam. What the hell is this? They're starting to realize that, oh, it's not a game no more.
They got beat to the punch when, like, I remember years ago, I want to say it was like State of Play around, like when the first State of Play was. But I remember years ago, Sony said, when they asked Sony when Game Pass was first announced, hey, or when Game Pass was like gaining traction, they were asked like, hey, do you guys ever think you're going to change the stream only thing about PlayStation Now? Do you think you're ever going to change that? And when they said, no, we're going to stick to the plan, like they were like, no, we're going to trust the process or whatever they said, I knew from that point on that PlayStation Now was not going to go anywhere, because as much as we love being able to play games in an instant, the concept of being able to just go fully digital with playing games is just not something that we can do, especially in the US.
Yeah.
Because I'm literally somebody who has, this whole week I've been dealing with internet problems. Not for myself, but for my girlfriend. I literally have been dealing with internet problems nonstop. So for you to tell people, yo, we're gonna only do stuff online, it doesn't make sense for people with slow internet. It doesn't make sense for people with inconsistent internet. That's why we still have CDs, even though we're on the PlayStation 5 at this point, and the games are so damn big that you get a CD and you still gotta download like a 100 gigabyte update, because the games just can't fit on the discs anymore, but we still have discs. Why? Because internet just isn't to the point where y'all thought it was gonna be at. And now you guys are backtracking because Xbox is doing it the normal way that everybody's used to, and now PlayStation Now is just dead in the water essentially, because like I don't know not one person with the PlayStation Now subscription. I used to be the one person people knew with the PlayStation Now subscription. I don't even own it anymore because like I can't, bro. Why can't I just download this shit? It just makes sense.
Yep. And it's the thing for me. This is like, damn. It's like everything is catching up. You know what I'm saying? I remember a few years ago. I believe it was over a couple of games. I think Rocket League was included in it, but like 2017, 2018, Microsoft was really, really up for a cross-platform play for some game. I forgot which one it was. They were really up for it. The crowd, you know what I'm saying? The gaming industry was so, like, yo, we need this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I believe it was Rocket League. Like, yo, we really need to have this across the board. I think it's going to be a benefit to everybody, increase the player pool, create a lot more fun, and just bring people together. You know? I don't know I forgot what Nintendo's reaction was. But you know what I'm saying?
Nintendo's reaction was, I can't run it. I can't do that.
Cars?
Fast? No.
We can't even run Mario. Hold up. Whoa. We trying to get his cap animated, bro. Hold on. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to hold on that. Relax. And we go to Sony, you know what I'm saying? Big Poppy Sony just chilling in the cut like, no. Nah, I don't like that. But why don't you like it? You would bring people together. Nah. Take people away from our stuff. We kind of like our stuff. Sorry. And I truly believe from that singular moment, that was like a Nexus event for something, bro. Because something spawned in Phil Spencer. He was like, bro, okay. All right. You don't want to build no ecosystem with nobody. We'll build it ourselves. All right. We got something for your ass. And we see Studio Mung. The catch up. Like, they've been trying to acquire stuff like crazy. Now, no slight, because of course Sony has acquired much stuff over the years, but the rate that Xbox has picked up acquisitions like over the past like 7 years has been ridiculous. They was like, Mom, give me that, foof, give me that, foof. Like took up Ninja Theory. They took up, you know what I'm saying, so many different studios. Took Ninja Theory, Rare, you know what I'm saying, like hella big studios that have a lot of franchises under them.
And they try to get some more too. They try to get Square Enix, let's not forget, and Discord.
They literally tried both of them joints. And they were trying to make money moves. And here we are today after this huge acquisition. That's a big wake up call. Like, yo, we didn't think they get this big. You know, Rare and them, they're like, okay, they're smaller ones, cool, but the largest one in history. You know what I'm saying? Literally, the majority, you know what I'm saying, like a good 17% of business that Sony, you know what I'm saying, that Sony's putting in Activision's books. They took it. It's theirs now. And there's like, oh shit. Oh no, that's a lot. And so it's kind of like, dang, bro. I feel like Phil Spencer trying to make him kiss the ring a little bit, bro. It's like, yeah, man. Hey, listen, we never do that to you, okay? You know, we know where we've been. We never do that to you. But as soon as that date comes, fucking rap. Like, he ready to flip the switch.
Let's not forget, because like there's still games that are being released now from like Bethesda, like Deathloop, for example. That game is only on if I'm not mistaken, it's only on PlayStation and PC, right? I don't think it's on Xbox. It might be on Xbox now, but if I'm not mistaken, I thought it was not a PlayStation exclusive, but a timed release. Like if I could be wrong.
It was I believe it was a time release, but I think it is
either
on
that.
Microsoft Windows. Yeah, I see Microsoft Windows.
Okay.
Hold on.
So maybe I was thinking of it because I was thinking to myself like, why isn't Deathloop on Game Pass? Because all the Bethesda games are on Game Pass. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. But
yeah. It was a PS5 exclusive. Yeah, it was just timed exclusivity.
That's what I thought. So like that is a Bethesda game that is a company owned by Microsoft that was a timed release, and it's because under contract it is another PlayStation 5 exclusive. Tokyo, I cannot remember the name of it, but it's that Tokyo game that's like first person that's gonna be on PlayStation 5.
Oh yeah, Ghostwire.
That's made by a company that's owned by Microsoft as well, because that's also under contract. So we're not gonna see the effects of this acquisition of Activision maybe for another 2 years, but
I agree.
There will be these. This is huge for what will happen years down the line, and I think for the people who are watching it and are like, oh man, it doesn't really matter to me. I'm still gonna play Call of Duty or whatever. Yo, those Call of Duty fans, when they're playing Black Ops 7 or whatever, and they're like, yo, why can't I play the new maps? Because if you don't remember, back in the day, Call of Duty maps used to be exclusive for consoles for a time release as well. Like DLCs used to be. For a time
Xbox first, for a time PlayStation first, to get the whole thing's a month early.
We might go back to that very soon. Like within the next 2 or 3 years, I wouldn't be surprised.
Listen, it's really, really up in the air, but I just found it very funny that PlayStation had to come out and publicly say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had to make sure that y'all knew. And then Phil Spencer was real calm. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We'll honor the stuff that they had. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry. We got plans, though. We got plans. We'll see y'all. We'll see y'all in a few. It's just hilarious to me that exchange happened. And it just kind of details, I think, what will be a lot of reshuffling and a lot of reevaluation for so many deals and existing partnerships and whatever that Activision has, bro. Because again, as much as we don't or might forget to see it, Activision still has a lot of pull and a lot of deep connection to a lot of stuff in gaming. So that reshuffle to fully be under the Xbox banner is gonna move some pieces, man. It's gonna move some plates. So we just got to be wary of that in the next couple of years as we see it come down the line, man. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot. And speaking of changes. Speaking of a lot of shifts and moves, man, let's talk about the Golden Boy, man. So let's get into it. Another report that also stemmed from this whole debacle and ordeal. According to some reports from Bloomberg, there have already been executive conversations going on concerning the status of Cornerstone Activision IP Call of Duty. We're hearing that some upper-level talks have revolved around ending the annual release of Call of Duty and potentially extending development cycles. While nothing was confirmed, insiders are saying combos are definitely happening now. So we're already seeing stuff rolling. Will Call of Duty remain an annual release, or will the format change in the future? What are we thinking about this?
If it changes in the future, I can see like one of these Call of Duty companies, because that's the thing that like when I saw that big graphic where they were like, these are all the companies we've acquired by buying Activision, and it was like 8 companies, and then it was like 4 of them were Call of Duty companies. Like 4 of them only make Call of Duty games because they wanted to make annual releases, and game development time has increased dramatically since they started. That like now they have 4 Call of Duty companies. If that happens where they stop doing it a yearly, some of those might close down. But I hope they don't, because honestly, every Call of Duty I've played has needed more time in development. And every single one of these companies gets like 3 years. Some of them get less. Some of them get less time, because I know like I can't remember which one of the companies always needs to get like an extension. So like another company will push their game out first so that they can keep working on theirs.
I feel like it's Sledgehammer.
I think it's Sledge. I think every person who like sees it, the Sledgehammer Call of Duty game.
You know what I'm saying?
It's still gonna be good.
I forgot which one, but you know what I'm saying? I had a good one.
But like, I would love for all of them to get more time, because I think the quality of the game would just improve. As a person who is not a big fan of the fact that their Call of Duty games are half a terabyte big, I think with more time, maybe they can compress some of the stuff, because that was a big issue.
Oh my goodness. If Microsoft can teach these niggas how to compress files,
They don't know what a zip file is.
Their stock would go astronomically high, bro. Their actual brand perception would go up so much. I don't know why that's my buzzword of the day, bro. Their brand would go up so much just for the file compression, please.
You know what it's like when my friend was like, yo, get on Warzone. All I had was Cold War. They were like, get on Warzone. I was like, all right. I'm like, I'll download I'll play Warzone. So I click on Warzone. They're like, you need to download Warzone. I was like, I need to download Warzone. Is this not already in the 250 gigabytes of stuff that I have? And they were like, no, you got to download it. I was like, all right, what is like 20 gigabytes at the most? For 250 gigabytes for a game mode that, and I'll list you the things that aren't in this, like the things that are in Warzone that aren't in regular Call of Duty is the map and the vehicles and the gulag. You're telling me that's 250 gigabytes because we use the same guns? It's not like we're using anything. It's the same stuff. We're playing Call of Duty just on a big map. And they're just like, nah, that's literally the size of an entire Call of Duty game. So then I'm just sitting there, I'm like, yo, did y'all just copy this? Did y'all just copy this game and paste it over and then develop Warzone? Why not just just pull the stuff over?
Control Z, Control V, you know what I'm saying? Use some mask in there and get that over there. Like, paste this right here.
Their optimization for these games is horrible. At one point, people who owned PS5s couldn't have all of Call of Duty on their PS5s on launch because you couldn't increase the space. And that was like the first time that Call of Duty was like, wait, you want us to go fix stuff? We don't have time to fix stuff. We got to keep making more stuff. Like, no, they need time because these games suck. I mean, I can say this because I'm not a Call of Duty fan and I don't really care about Call of Duty as much. I'm not a big fan of them because of this downgrade, because you guys want to make money and not make good games.
I can speak. Even though I haven't played it in a little bit, I'm still at heart. I think Call of Duty is a good franchise. It's done a lot of, they've done a lot of innovative things. They've done a lot of good, but of course, over the past few years, y'all fallen very, very far off the mark, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Modern Warfare 2019, I think it was pretty good, but still, it feels like things are missing and those development cycles aren't helpful because y'all rush, you know what I'm saying, or things aren't done and y'all still push it out anyways because of the timeline. Y'all don't have, you know what I'm saying? They had that pressure, you know what I'm saying? They have the pressure of, okay, we have to be the breadwinner, you know what I'm saying, in this organization. Call of Duty's that cornerstone, the pinnacle of Activision. We have to be out there every year, you know what I'm saying? All their execs is like, yo, we got to be there year on year because people won't mess with us if we don't, not show up for a year or whatever. We have to do this. And that's the business model that they've subscribed to because it makes them the most money. That's what they were on. But I think it should be a welcome change to really switch up the model. You know what I'm saying? Keep Warzone, in my opinion, keep Warzone as a rolling update thing where you can, have it as a constant across, all platforms or whatever. But then for the actual mainline Call of Duty titles, that's when you give everybody about 4 to 5 years, work on a good Call of Duty that's innovative, that builds on each other so you can constantly look at, well, okay, what's this build? How can we take it to the next step with the next Call of Duty release? How can we have this in a good window? You know what I'm saying? Like, have a good gap, maybe like a year and a half, 2 years between Call of Duties. Give people space to develop and really iron out these gameplay details because that's where we'll see, the difference and that jump back to form. That's where I have the problem. I'm like, you guys rush and then you create a lot more problems for yourself. And then when you're trying to plug in one hole, another one sprouts up. So you're trying to plug a dam and not knowing it's going to burst. And it happens at some point every year for some years. You know what I'm saying? It's so much to do. And that's just one side with the mainline Call of Duty. It's not even Warzone. Yeah. It's just a lot of stuff that they have to cover. And I really think that it would be a good change for Call of Duty, man. It's a welcome, refreshing thing, bro. And for all the, you know what I'm saying, the Mountain Dew Dorito heads looking for double XP, y'all be all right. Y'all can find other games, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can stick with a game, you know what I'm saying, more than a few months, more than like 9-10 months, and then wait for the next Call of Duty. Because that might mess up y'all attention spans. I'm not gonna lie. It's gaming attention span. You
know what I'm saying? And the thing is, it's like, if you gave one of the studios, it's like, hey, you three studios, you guys are gonna go make Call of Duty games. Take your time. This studio right here, you guys are just gonna worry about making Warzone better. You guys are just Warzone. You're gonna integrate the stuff that the other companies make into the game, but you're gonna focus on keeping this game relevant, because with a game like Warzone back in the day with Call of Duty, you had Call of Duty and then you just played it until the next one came out. And some people would play that one until like the one after that came out. I know when I got Black Ops 3, I don't think I bought whichever one was that Infinite Warfare that came after that. I didn't play that one. I played the one after that because I like Black Ops. So like with Warzone, you have now a game that has now, because it's went from Modern Warfare to Cold War, you have and now Vanguard, you have a game that is literally consistently out. You don't have to worry about not releasing a game this year because you already have a game out. If you guys really think, man, we're not gonna be able to make it this year with a new Call of Duty game, cool, push it back. Tell the team that's working on Warzone, yo, it's your time to shine. This is Warzone year. You need to start pushing shit out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I would do it. But again, they don't sign my checks. I didn't get 70 billion.
Yeah. Facts. Yeah, I didn't get shit. They didn't tell me
They
shit.
gave me
I
a
thought,
damn
man,
thing.
they buying everything out here. I thought they would have bought the podcast. Nigga.
That
Come on,
would've
bro.
been-
We out here. We could have. There was a
We
couple
would have been out here
dollars.
like Call of Duty is the best. I'm playing
Facts. I'm
Overwatch
not
right
gonna
now.
lie. Hey, Phil Spencer, you was talking from real shit the other day, man. I believed you 100% of the way.
Sony will be all right. Who even
Yeah.
plays Horizon? What? That's a character in Apex. Get him
Push
out
off,
here,
bro.
Push off.
They about to have me saying Xbox is the best box, and I'm the best box. They about to have me going crazy. All right, well, nah. Facts. Hashtag ad. But yeah, it just, for Call of Duty, man, it's like if you can have what you said, like again, mainline game, major Warzone updates across the year, mainline game. If you can split up, you know what I'm saying, that to give everybody some breathing room, because so much Call of Duty annual year on year, you create a lot of expectations, you know what I'm saying, that get fuddled because things change all the time. That annual release stuff doesn't really help, you know what I'm saying, the longevity of Call of Duty. Just because you're putting so many different palettes of Call of Duty in your mouth, people don't know, you know what I'm saying, what's objectively, yo, this is great, but it feels different. Okay, this is the same as the last one. This is that. You don't give anybody any breathing room to solidify opinions or solidify, you know, what this is, and then you just jump to the next one. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That has also created a lot of narrative for Call of Duty, which I think could change a lot if you just change the release date window. You know what I'm saying? Microsoft isn't reliant on Call of Duty to do sales now, so it has the bandwidth to tell you, hey, you don't have to release every year. You know what I'm saying? Warzone, we'll work on Warzone, keep it a rolling thing, but everything here, you know, is you know, you can work on things. You can work on things. You can have a little bit more breathing room. There's no pressure. You know, you guys don't have to be the breadwinner here. You don't wear the pants in this company. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all can just chill out. Y'all can chill out, make the best game you can, and then let's move forward. And you know, I think that's a beautiful thing. That's where I feel like we can see Call of Duty return to a lot of good form that it's had in years past. But only time will tell. Only time will tell. And you know whether Sony will want to let it go. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, man. So on to the next topic about this, man. So is it acquisition season? Is it really? So I mean, the smell of buying companies must be in the air. You know, Xbox went crazy. New people, you know what I'm saying? People all over Twitter is basically suggesting, what do we do next, man? Sony, do something. Everybody's trying to instigate Sony. Like, yo, bro, you see them? They stealing off on you, bro. You gotta fight back. You gotta buy something. You gotta buy something, man. And on top of that, the Mountain Dew and Dorito Pope himself, Jeff Keighley, fanned the flames a little bit with some figures of current gaming companies and their current market capitalizations. Just, you know, fanning a little bit of flame, stirring a little bit of the pot on what could be bought. You know, he dropped a couple of numbers. EA was 38 billion, Take-Two was 18 billion, Nexon was 15, Bandai Namco was 15 billion, Square Enix was 5.6, so on and so forth. I mean, my question to you now is, what does Sony do? Should Sony feel pressured to make a change? Should Sony feel pressured to buy something? Or, you know, what is their next step? You know, trying to, you know, stay, I guess, on top of the game.
So I think the only thing Sony needs to do is they need to push out Project Spartacus. I don't think they need to buy any companies, to be honest with you. I think they just need to push out Project Spartacus. And the reason because of this, my friend Justin, who I've been playing games with him for years, he was like, the thing about Sony is that they'll find a smaller company that makes good games, give them money, like, and then buy them later. So kind of like what happened with Insomniac is like they'll find a company that they'll help them grow, they'll build a relationship with them, and then they'll be like, all right, cool, you're with us now. Same thing with like Naughty Dog is like they kind of built up Naughty Dog. Like they're like, hey, you want to make a game for us? We'll help you. We see the vision. Let's build type thing. I think Sony going and buying companies left and right, I don't know, because the thing about this is like Xbox is buying a lot of studios. I just don't know how they're gonna manage all of these things, like and keep the quality up. Because if it's gonna be like Bethesda, Activision, like all these people are making games, but they're like, we don't know what the quality is going to be like because you got to keep up with these companies. So I don't really think Sony needs to buy anybody, to be honest with you, because at the end of the day, PlayStation is still the most selling home console there is right now. And if I'm not mistaken, after the acquisition of Activision, they are now third in line with like, I don't know if it's like games being sold or something like that. Like they just got over Nintendo on something. So
Yeah.
it's like you guys just beat Nintendo. Congratulations. Nobody's competing with Nintendo. You can't compete with Nintendo. It's like if you try to,
they don't choose to compete with y'all, bro. They're in their own. They're in the
literally
treehouse, bro. They don't even talk to y'all.
You know what I'm saying?
They don't talk to nobody.
If you ask Nintendo to fight you, they're gonna pull out a chessboard and you're like, "This isn't what." Wait, I asked you to fight me, and it's like I make the rules here. You don't get to do anything here. I have the power. So like,
they're gonna say "wahoo" 3 times in
You know
your
what
face.
I'm
You're
saying?
gonna get confused and walk off, bro.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
alright.
It's not the same. You don't subscribe to the same things here.
like,
Back.
so when I see things like Sony doesn't need to really acquire anybody because they make really good games and they have a crazy backlog. Again, like if you go through the PS Now backlog, there have been times where I'm like, damn, I want to play Azura's Wrath. Yo, that was such a good ass game. Or I want to, like, the Ninja Gaiden games are really good. Those, and you can get Ninja Gaiden everywhere. Like they have gas and they have a lot of stuff in the reserve. Like with that right now, Sony just feels like a sleeping giant to me personally. I just feel like Sony's kind of just like on this, yo, we just really don't feel like rushing anything because we don't have to. It kind of feels like not to bring up DC and Marvel, but it feels like Sony's Marvel. Like we know the shit that they push out is going to be gas. DC, they're trying to catch up, and that's what it feels like right now. Is like Xbox is trying to catch up, and even if for some reason COD became a console exclusive on Xbox, I don't think it would hurt Sony as much as we all think it would. We'd be like, "Whoa, they lost Call of Duty. Xbox is on top." It's like, yeah, but they're gonna release a banger fucking game that everybody's gonna fucking get tattoos about, and they're gonna love to death. And whenever the next game drops, they're gonna buy a console because they're like, "Yo, I want to play this banger ass fucking game," and it's not on Xbox. That's kind of just what it comes down to. Is like, Xbox is buying and acquiring these companies, but Sony's like quality it doesn't really drop. It's just really good. Like I can't think of a Sony game that I really didn't like that wasn't like a third party game, because it's like if they bought Bethesda, great. They bought Bethesda after they didn't buy Bethesda when they made Skyrim. They bought Bethesda when they made Fallout 76. Like, oh, they bought Activision. They didn't buy Activision when they made Modern Warfare 2. They bought Activision when they made Vanguard and when they have Overwatch, and Overwatch 2 haven't even heard anything from it. Like they have created a great foundation, and if Xbox can water the seeds that they have planted, they're going to be really strong. But if they can't handle this garden of opportunity, they're just going to have a lot of just dirt is what it's going to be.
That is a very, very good point, and I'm glad you brought up the Marvel DC thing, because shout out to Wolfie, because he literally said the same thing a couple of days ago we were talking about, bruh. That's a really, really good point. Now, I had to say this shit for the for the intro for this topic and whatnot. But I am in the sense of, yo, what the fuck does Sony have to do that's really crazy except for work and make some tweaks internally to get some shit popping? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like here's my thing. People are, they just want to see chaos and blood. You know what I'm saying? I understand. You want to see Rebel to the Roll. You want, I'm with you there. I'm with you. But for a company in the size and scope of Sony, and who's built such an insurmountable lead and has had such a great infrastructure and catalog that they've built, and stuff in the background that they haven't even touched, they haven't even tapped into, they only have to do is create some type of method to get people again looking back at Sony for quick in for games. There's increased accessibility options, i.e. more consoles for PS5 and Project Spartacus, and then reignite that catalog with consistent heavy hitting games and IPs that people know, enjoy, and will come in and look for, i.e. all the shit that they have lying in wait. Literally so many different things, and they could acquire little things like you said before and build them up, or create that rapport with them as they build games for them, and then just acquisition off the rip. On Sony's point of view, all they have to do is make sure that their offering is solid enough, and that comes with increasing that pipeline to start pulling on some of the catalog and the history of PlayStation to get some of those exclusive games back out. That's my thing. That's where I think Sony needs to go. But that involves, again, increasing that pipeline and speeding it up, but having that at such a rate where, it doesn't drop the quality, but there's still enough of them joints to come out to be like, oh yeah, cool, they got that, and that. But hey, yo, you looking at, what I'm saying? Microsoft dropped like five heavy hand games this year, but we dropped 3. But these 3 was crazy. Y'all was waiting on these. Y'all were waiting on these for a while. We got Jack and Daxter in the cut. You know what I'm saying? They're alive again. Surprise! Like, they have that. Whereas, they might have, Microsoft might have more, but the reception and the anticipation on some certain IPs that they're grabbing from isn't as high as maybe the 3 that they might have on Sony side. So for me, it's about just slight tweaks. They don't need, and so I'm pretty sure Sony already knows this, but like, they don't need to, reinvent the wheel and go batshit crazy. But hey, we need to start buying something, bro. We need to get our pockets up. They called us broke. We need to do something. They don't need to do all that. They need to just lock in and focus on the product offering of Project Spartacus, and again, create that consistent pipeline to where there's really hard hitting and in demand franchise that you can bring up from the dead, or create a new that forge that constant demand and interest from their services, from buying a straight up console or buying a service as in Project Spartacus, and staying on there to compete, because if they sit on their ass and just be like, yeah, we'll give you Ragnarok, we'll give you a couple of stuff. We got heavy hitters, bro, but like, that's all we got. They don't work to increase and future proof their pipeline to make sure there's like, we got these 3 games coming out. We got these games you don't even know about that's coming out. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they don't have that in place, Microsoft's gonna catch up very quickly and be like, okay, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? You got your couple big joints, that's dope, that's nice, but you don't have enough games on that are hard hitting and exclusive to sustain that Project Spartacus pass or whatever you do in the PlayStation pass. You don't have enough to sustain that. And if Microsoft keeps bolstering their stuff over and over again, and Sony isn't, cognizant of that fact and tries to catch up, that's where we see a lot of distance gains. So that's why I think Sony has to tread carefully, just a little bit, and plan for that.
I agree with you, and I also think that because of the lack of accessibility to their games, because I was talking to my cousin who I was telling him like, yo, Activision just got bought out, and he's like, well, what does that mean for me? He's somebody with a Switch and a PlayStation, and I was just like, what do you mean that means for you? And I was like, bro, you understand how crazy Game Pass is? And he's like, that's cool, but like, does it mean that like my PlayStation games, like what I'm losing out on Call of Duty maybe? I'm like, well, no, they're probably gonna keep that like multi-platform. And he's like, all right, so then what is that? Like, I don't really care. And I was just like, and you're kind of right to not care, because they don't have the games that you're looking for. They don't have the Spider-Man. They don't have the God of War. But what I will say is that would help PlayStation is that accessibility that Xbox Game Pass offers, where it's like, for $15 I get to try out a game in a franchise, so when the new one drops, I might go buy that shit, because I liked playing Psychonauts 1 on Game Pass. Psychonauts 2 is coming out. Oh, I'm definitely copping that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that it would be really, really smart on Sony's end to have something like a PlayStation Now, a Project Spartacus. And you don't even have to do the Xbox Game Pass thing of like day one releases on Game Pass. You could even just have like, oh, yo, you like Horizon Zero Dawn? Bro, the new game is coming out. You can play the old one if you play on Project Spartacus or whatever. Like, if the catalog isn't as big, they could do it for like less money, or even put it into like PlayStation Now, and it's like, yo, this is all not PlayStation Plus. Like, yo, this is all PlayStation Plus now. You can play these old games that you can't play because it's on PS3. We got PlayStation 1 games on here. Like, this is a big ass catalog for cheaper. And now when the new games drop, I'm for sure copping them. I do like that they're putting games on PC. I love that. They honestly should really release them same day type vibe, which they're doing with Final Fantasy 16, I believe, is releasing day one on both things. I think that's really how they should go about this shit. But the catalog for PlayStation, honestly, if they mimic Nintendo, because the thing is, Nintendo will resell a Star Fox 64 7 times, and we're still gonna buy it because it's a gas game. Like, if they just mimic Nintendo in the sense of like, we're gonna give you what your favorite things were in place of like other new shit or whatever, because we don't have 73 different companies, but we can give you Xenogears, which is on PlayStation 1, and fucking nerds like me will be like, yo, I've been trying to play PlayStation 1 Xenogear for years. And that's where they could move in, because I don't know an old Xbox game that I'm trying to play right now, but I can name you so many PlayStation 3 games that I didn't get to play that I would love to play right now. And that's where I think that's the thing that Xbox is missing. They have all these acquisitions of games and companies that have made games now, but like that gold mine that you have sitting in the back because you didn't want to do like backwards compatibility, you can mine that shit right now. And that's why I think that PlayStation is a sleeping giant. You have so much shit that you could do. Y'all just kind of haven't gotten around to it.
Facts. And that's the real like crux of it. You know what I'm saying? Xbox, whereas you know they're kind of building up and they're expanding as they go along. They're future looking, and not in the sense of you know actual planning and stuff like that, but they're looking to build based on the acquisitions that they make now and create a whole ecosystem and network. And that's where I believe most of their value is in the future looking side. Whereas PlayStation, a huge vat of their value, I guess, in this stretch of the next like 5 to 10 years. Xbox forward looking to the new stuff that they're making, not necessarily their past or whatever they're building from beforehand in-house and not their acquisitions. In terms of PlayStation, a lot of their, the value that they can unlock, their potential that they can unleash is tied to their past and the catalog that they're sitting on. That if they can tap into that for this next stretch of time, that creates a lot more, you know, value on this side. Yeah, that's just how I see it. I'm like, yo, Xbox, you don't really have a lot of stuff that people are going crazy for that are like, you know, it's dead in the past. You haven't touched it in like 20 years. You know what I'm saying? You've kind of already tapped on a lot of those stuff. Halo, Gears, you know, there's a couple of stuff that you might be missing, like Perfect Dark, that is coming back. That is one of those things, but there's not a whole wealth of them compared to Sony. So you're looking to grab things as you go and create new experiences with the stuff that you acquire and then build on the existing franchise that you already have. You know what I'm saying? So you've built on stuff periodically and then you're acquiring new things. You're looking for future, you know, like that future tense type of development. You're looking for that future projection of games based on that acquisition, right? And Sony is looking like, okay, cool, we have this pipeline, you know what I'm saying? We don't drop games like all the time. You know what I'm saying? We'll drop a couple of big bangers. You already know what time we on. But they're sitting on so much stuff tied to their past that if they include some of this stuff in Project Spartacus, people are going to be like, oh, shoot, you dropping that? Oh, you got this remake in the works, so you're not going to put that on there, but you're going to hold this and you're going to drop all these PS2 games and all these PS1 games and all these PS3 games and you're going to give us that? You know what I'm saying? You're going to put that in the rotation?
Yeah.
That is a whole different bag that Sony can tap into, bro. That's a whole different one. So I'm firmly on the side, and I agree with you. They don't need to acquire anything because they're already sitting on a very, very deep network of stuff from their current studios, from their first party, third party, all their catalog stuff in the background. Like, if this is really, really like the move that they're gonna make, it's most likely gonna be that. If there's a move that they have to make, it's going to be that. They're gonna build from internally like they always have. And that's going to be, you know, I think more than enough. I just believe the problem is the crux is on their alertness and whether they're going to be like, yo, we need to actually do this now, which I think they're starting to gear up to it. But urgency is the key for PlayStation. That's what I think. And they got to get on it. That's really my 2 cents on that side, bro. They don't need to buy shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That shit would annoy me. I'm not gonna lie. Somebody like one of my people or something go buy something. Yo, why didn't you buy it? Like, nigga, that's not me.
Yeah.
That's not me. He said, oh, I just bought this new game, bro. Yo, that's crazy. That's dope. I don't even like that game, bro. Like, good luck.
That's cool. But that Jeff Keighley, like the Jeff Keighley thing, I was just like, that's cool, but like they don't really need to, because the thing is, like, again, if I make games and I'm put games on consoles, why wouldn't I put it on the best-selling console? Like, they don't really have to worry about that because you're not gonna put it on PlayStation. All right, cool. Lose out on more than 50% of console gamers when you sell your game.
Yep.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
That's like literally, bro. It's just a lot of stuff, man. Like, I don't know, man. I'll literally just grab this question for the chat though. Flex said, "Let's be honest. How much would that matter if Sony if they really brought back some of the games in their old catalog? I think it would matter a huge amount, honestly, to a lot of people. The consistent backward compatibility to PS1 and stuff, I feel like will capture a lot of good people. But I think the level of, I guess, just IP renewal from stuff that happened in the PS1 era. I think that's what captures the real value. That's what I'm talking about. Just like, damn, hey, yo, I'm not gonna lie. That's also a buzzword I'm saying right now because the other motherfuckers on the podcast is getting cooked. I don't mean that way. I listen. No. This is not that type of podcast.
No.
That's not the type of podcast, bro. Hold on, y'all. I mean the intrinsic value of a video game franchise that is long dead being sought to be revived.
Yeah.
So that, they can take an old, I'm trying to think of an old PS1, the Jack and Daxter again, prime example, Jack and Daxter. You know what I'm saying? PS1, PS2 era, it's been dead for so many years. If people bring that back into a new, either a remake or a whole full-fledged continuation that is brought to the new generation, people are gonna be like, yo, they're gonna go batshit. They're gonna go crazy because they're like, yo, we've wanted this for so long. Some continuation, some add-on to this story. We want that. I don't know where the hell Ninja Gaiden is under these days. I don't know if it's under Ninja Theory or somebody else, but
I don't know either. Even thinking like games that I would love to see, like the Gundam Dynasty Warrior games.
Yes.
What else? Killzone could come back because they own Guerrilla Studios.
Killzone was another one from that's deep in the memories. What's it called? What's the one Insomniac did? They're on Mars. I'm completely forgetting.
On Mars, Insomniac came on Mars. Oh man, why does that sound? Oh, Resistance.
Resistance. That's
Resistance
also
is another one. BioShock is technically everybody now, but I think somebody else acquired that company. But that was a company that they could have they could have acquired if they wanted to, but they didn't.
Damn it! Bring back Parappa the Rapper, bro. Do something. You know what I mean? Like
they could. There's a lot of classic. I was just saying, like, there's like a lot of classic Sony games, and they also know how to like garnish and create good games too. Like, because they've made so many good masterpieces recently, so it's like it's not like they can't just. They have they can compete with the new shit, because honestly, any fucking game that comes out of like Bethesda and Activision and all these game companies, like 3 of those out of those like big acquisitions of Fallout, like not Fallout, Bethesda, Activision, and what's the other company that they bought that was pretty big? Let's just say those 2. If those 2 games come out with a banger right now, one game that is a PlayStation exclusive will be as good, if not better, than both of those games. And that's because Sony will be like, we're not going to push all this shit out. We're going to give you one solid, amazing experience that even people who don't like these type of games are going to still play these type of games, and they're going to enjoy it because it's such a good game.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you, man. I agree. And it's just like, it's the weight, and PlayStation don't and should not feel pressured by any of this stuff, honestly, which as crazy as it is, even though it's like, they should feel a little bit of urgency. Urgency is what they should feel. Yeah. Fear is not, because they have everything within their means to really make something shake and create a solid competitor to everything that Microsoft's building right now. Cannot fault Microsoft for their moves. What they're doing is completely justified, and it's understandable for their wallet and their mode of business, and for what they're trying to build. They're trying to build a vast ecosystem with a deep catalog that captures a lot of different people. They're going for the width, you know what I'm saying, the breadth of a whole category of games. And PlayStation, maybe, it has some width or breadth, but now they have, like, depth in the quality, depth in the stuff. That's stuff that Microsoft's trying to match, but that's stuff that PlayStation already has right now with a lot of stuff that they're putting out. So it's just 2 different ways of going about to the same result, making it better for us. For me in general, though, at the end of the day, this competition is good. If this is gonna let it fire on Sony's ass, beautiful. God. More good games for me. Yeah. More good games for me. For all y'all Sony ponies and Xbox going crazy all over, you know what I'm saying? Say, oh, this is such a good day. Oh, this is such a bad day. This is the worst day ever, man. Sony's gonna go to hell. What happened to PlayStation? I don't care. It's beautiful for me, because I got all them hoes. Yeah. I got all of them. I got everything. Yeah, I'm feeling good, bruh. I'm feeling good about all this. That's all I'm saying, bruh. It's gonna be just beautiful, beautiful. And when everything comes to the PC, oh, that's gonna be a glorious day. Yeah. I'm like, oh man, I might when we get like 2 marquee games, like Xbox and PlayStation, like what day 1 releases in the same year or same like 3-month span, I'm gonna pour some holy water on my PlayStation or whatever, on my PC. I'm gonna get it christened. I don't know. It's gonna be a special occasion. I gotta do something. Pour some Hennessy on it. I don't know. Like,
PC gamers everywhere just gonna have champagne glasses, like waiting for their Steam downloads to download. They're like,
it's been a long time coming. We finally got it.
I'm happy these console wars are going so great.
In the trenches just shooting.
Like, they're fighting the battle. We're like the politicians who sent them to war. Just like, oh no, like enjoying the oil coming in.
He said to war.
To war.
I'm dead, man. I'm dead. All right, all right. One more subtopic to go on this huge Xbox debacle. Let's talk about it, man. So, in an interview with the Washington Post, Phil Spencer got really amped when talking about the intellectual properties that Activision currently have lying dormant. Spencer stated, in addressing the potential of bringing on unionized workers, he said his company will aim to empower its new employees to do their best work. General thoughts, what's going on, what they got going. Basically, what I got from it is he wants, the company to really focus on Activision Studios, to really focus on making the best stuff that they can, not being pressured. I feel like creating a more conducive, an environment that's more conducive to health rather, and creating the best stuff that you can. So a lot more positivity and less constraints left on some of these studios to create, some great experiences with a lot of interesting IPs that might be lying in wait for Activision.
So I don't know if anybody, a lot of people haven't realized this, and I made this realization like maybe like when I want to say the same day that it released, like hours after the acquisition happened. Xbox owns Crash Bandicoot. Yeah, like that's and Spyro. They own Crash Bandicoot and Spyro. They own Tony Hawk.
That's crazy.
Like all the games that you played on PlayStation as a kid, they own a lot of them.
Like 40% of them hoes, they got it. Like that's tough,
because
bro.
Sony sold them bitches to Activision because they're like, yo, we don't need this Bandicoot. And it's like, it's pretty insane. Like it's just an insane thing to think about. It's just like, wow, like I could in a few weeks we could see Crash Bandicoot on Game Pass, and I'd download it and I'd play it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just because it's just
like, why not? It's like Game Pass. They have a lot of IPs, and if he's very adamant about that, about like, yo, I'm gonna let these people work, we could get a sick ass Tony Hawk game. Like that's the thing about Tony Hawk is that was a sick ass franchise, and then it got hoed. That got turned into the ground. That shit got turned into when they had the fake skateboard in the living room. They were trying to go crazy with these games.
You know the funniest thing? I had that. I remember I had that.
How much was it? Do you remember?
Bro, I don't. I think it was like, I think it might have been $3.99, $4.99. That was like, I think that was like my first Xbox.
$499?
It was like a family bundle. Like it was a family
joint. Like me and my
brother. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it came with the Xbox, something like that. I remember that whole Tony Hawk board in the room and stuff. I remember, that's like one of the first, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's when I first switched over to Xbox too. That's like Xbox 360 Christmas, like 2010 or 2009 or something like that. I think it might have been 2009, 2010 or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had that board. I remember that board. It broke after like a whole like 6 to 7 months. Like it was gone. That shit was gone.
But that's how Activision made a lot of money, because at the time they were pushing games that had peripherals. What was it? Guitar Hero.
Kinect.
Guitar Hero. God. Think about all the peripherals on that shit,
bro.
Because that's another franchise that they own now is Guitar Hero, which would be super cool to see get brought back to life in this day and age. Because we don't necessarily need you to have like, even if they gave you a Guitar Hero that you could play on your keyboard or like literally any peripheral, people would buy it. Because you have games like Osu, and you have there's another Osu like game that is you literally just use a keyboard. So like
the clicks and stuff.
Yeah, you could enjoy like a bunch. They could do a lot with the IPs. Like they have a big library, but again, it's like you have this big ass, like I don't even know what to call it. It's just a big ass field of all these IPs that you can possibly make. Which ones do you focus on? Do you even have enough people to keep making, like, do you even have enough time? Because like, if every single one of these IPs that we brought up, not even all of them, just the ones we remember, if they dropped a new Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, Guitar Hero, Tony Hawk game, all in the same year, along with like all the other IPs like Fallout and like a new Doom, like that's like 7 games. Could you even have like, how do you drop all these games and not make them compete with one another? Because they're all your games. So I think if they just stretch out the timeline a little bit, push things, if they want to make games, push them out, like spread them out a little bit, or even make some of them cheaper than others, I think they can have a solid lineup. But you got to understand is when you have this many companies, it's going to be hard not to step on your own toes.
I agree. And then that's that's some of the play of PlayStation. It's like, yo, we got so much shit in the tank. what do we really want to drop? Because we could drop everything. We could drop like 20 joints, but then they'll start cannibalizing their sales.
But like,
you know what I'm saying?
They're doing a great job because Nintendo does a great job of it now. For example, like on the Switch, the next big game is Arceus on the 28th. Arceus comes out in January. Kirby comes out in March. Splatoon, I think, is the next big one. That's 3 games in 1 year that we know about. 3 games, all coming out, and you're good to go. They're not stepping on anybody's toes because the Pokemon fans are gonna buy Pokemon games regardless. People who don't like Pokemon, their next big Nintendo game is gonna be Kirby. And if you if you buy the Kirby game and you're like, man, I want another Switch game, you got the big old Splatoon, and then you got the indies sprinkled in there. Like, it's a fine. You don't have to worry about crushing your wallet. But like, Sony, also a really good one because what was before Horizon, because that's the next one that's coming out. What game has come out on PlayStation? I think it was. It wasn't God of War.
Final Fantasy 7. Final Fantasy 7 extension.
Final Fantasy, yeah. Final Fantasy 7, but they're also in like a weird spot because they just dropped the console, so like the games aren't dropping as often for them. But like on PS,
they had that little add-on one.
Yeah, on PS
with Tifa and whatnot.
Yeah. With their what's that? The girl, the ninja girl name, whatever her name is, but
Yuffie.
They're doing good by not putting all of their stuff out at the same time because they don't have to, and I think that's why Xbox having day one exclusives is so important. Because like if they didn't, ain't nobody buying all these games that Xbox is dropping, because there's just too many. But I don't. I'm not gonna buy. I'm not gonna buy Halo because I'm not a big Halo fan. But I'll try it out if I got a Game Pass. Oh, I like Halo. I'm not gonna buy Halo even though I have it on Game Pass. But I'm still gonna pay for my Game Pass. So technically, I kind of already did.
Hey, yo, I'm not gonna lie. I said Tifa in the middle of that sentence because I was thinking of the first story of the day.
Are you doing that right now, Tripp? Share your screen.
No.
Oh man.
No. You're like over Rashad Start me, bro. I'm good. Oh my gosh, that's crazy, bro. But I agree. But yeah, man, for Activision, it's really just a tough situation in terms of what they want to pull out and what's the proper timeline, what time and place. But considering Activision has some pretty good series that I think they can build upon. What's called Rock Band or Guitar Hero. I would prefer just bring back DJ Hero, bro, because DJ Hero was my stuff. Even though I could not play that for the life of me. DJ Hero was fire. Yeah, I like that. That was cool. They have some cool ones. I see of course, Overwatch is in there. So we know Overwatch is going to get rock. They're going to get to work on that first. They're going to get to trying to patch it up as fast as they can first. I think that's going to be like urgent care. They're getting right into like the emergency room. They're pushing that in the hospital first. That's going in. So we're probably going to see something about that. Let's see here. Diablo, of course, is going to be. There's already Diablo stuff in the works. They're probably just going to keep pushing that on. Make sure you guys are good. Let me see. Blur. I remember Blur.
Oh my gosh. That was like
Blur.
That was like
that's the throw. Wow.
Blur was Mario Kart if you wanted to be cool, like if you didn't want to look like a kid.
I remember. Wasn't there a demo for that like way back when?
I used to play the shit out of the demo. It was a fun concept, but it's not Mario Kart.
Yes, it's not. It ain't Mario Kart, dog. It ain't Mario Kart. But yeah, there's a couple of good ones I see on here. You know what I'm saying? Tenchu, StarCraft. There's good stuff that they could work with. For me, there are 2 that I saw, and I'm pretty sure that I gotta double check one of them. One of them is Prototype. Now I'm pretty sure Prototype is under an Activision banner right now. I'd have to double check it. I'll probably double check it later. Forgive me if it is not. Y'all can correct. Fact check me or whatever in the comments or on Twitter or whatever. But Prototype is one game that just fell to the wayside after Prototype 2. And I don't know where it went. Yep, it is Activision and Radical. So yes, it is under the Activision banner. Prototype, what the hell? Bring this game back because both of them are ridiculously good. Remake it, do a whole new concept, do whatever y'all gotta do. Prototype, I don't know how this fell to the wayside. I blame Call of Duty. That's what it is. I blame Call of Duty. This one was such a fire game, and I understand this might have been somewhere in the same realm as Infamous. I guess it came up in a competing time as Infamous maybe, but I don't care. Give me both of them. Bring Prototype back. That will get some butts off seats. I'm telling you, bro, because people love that game. It was a dope take on just all that, dystopian 1 versus all, marauder, murderer type stuff. It's beautiful game. I think they should bring it back, give it a facelift. It's wonderful. Do that. And the next one I say is Gun. Gun is like an old ass Western game.
That was a good one.
Gun is dope. I love Gun.
You wanna compete with Red Dead? You drop Gun. Because those were two games I was like, oh, Gun. This is good. Like both of them were so good.
Mad fun. Dope Western take. I'm like, give me Gun. I will take Gun all day. If you want to look at some first, you know what I'm saying? He was like, oh yeah, look at all these. The Phil Spencer was like, look at all these, you know what I'm saying? These franchises, man. So Pitfall's in there. Pitfall. I want to play Pitfall.
Bro, man. You're old.
Yeah, like I love you, Phil, but you old as hell, bro. Get that Pitfall shit out the way, man. Go straight to prototyping Gun. Get those first. Overwatch, see what you can do. If you can't revive Doomfist, get them all out of there. You know what I'm saying? And let's get straight to it, man. Let's get straight to it. And for everybody else, start building new IPs. Let Call of Duty do Call of Duty, do whatever they do. You know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third, et cetera, et cetera. But y'all got some pretty good franchise that you can add to the category. Strategically, I think a lot of these games are like kind of smaller. You know, you can drop these anywhere, and then they'll be like a nice little light surprise for some people. That's cool. But then there's a few here that you can actually weave into a really big release, you know, window and add them all into that big rollout. You know what I'm saying? That can be in that class of, okay, you know, we're dropping a Halo in the next like 7 years. We're dropping a couple Gears games. We're dropping a prototype. We're dropping Guns coming back with a new installment or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like that can be a heavy hitting thing that they can include. And just looking at that, man, like you can set the environment so well. Now that you have all these stuff under your banner, you can throw all these, you know what I'm saying, like these little things here. Once you get the, you know, the specifics right on the aesthetics, you can throw them into Call of Duty, throw in the Warzone, bro. Yeah. You got a whole new set of exclusives, bro. You can be Master Chief in Call of Duty. People will be so confused, but they will be so happy at the same time because they saw Master Chief in Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of stuff you can pull and interweave now as Activision. And, you know, there's a lot of good room to go. You just got to be careful, do what you do, but there's good stuff here. There's good opportunity.
You could do so much with all these IPs. Like, I mean, they could compete with Smash Bros. With how many IPs if they put it into a fighting game or just something like that. Like,
I forgot who said it, bro. I think it was the Black Oak Cloud guy. I was watching his stream the other day. He was like, yeah, man, listen, just do like a Smash clone or whatever and do like the Forza car. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what?
Like, but you could though. Like, Heroes of the Storm is a Blizzard game. I don't know if you've ever played it or know too much about it.
I've heard of it.
So the reason it's so cool is because it took all the Blizzard IPs and they put them in a game. So like you could play as like Overwatch characters, WoW characters. You owned that game, so you could. I'm not saying the game is as good as League of Legends, but you can tap into that market now that you have so many motherfucking people in your realm. Like you can do a lot with this.
I'm telling you.
To name some off the top that I would like to see come back. Not really too many because I'm like they're cool, but like I'm not looking for shit. I'm not asking for new games. There's so many games out already. But Tony Hawk would be sick, and like we put time and effort into this Tony Hawk game. Not just like we took a remake and we reskinned it. Like we made a new good Tony Hawk game. And I would love to see Overwatch too, but it would be too long of a podcast for me to explain why I don't think it's really gonna happen. But like those are like the ones that I'm like, I could see that. I would like to see some good shit come from them.
I feel you, man. Give me a Thug 3. Give me a brand new Thug 3, and I will literally like, bro. Again, y'all got the time, bro. Literally just go super hard in development and drop it right next to Skate 4. I will literally cry tears of joy, and I will play both to the ends of the earth, but I will still cry tears of joy. Y'all have the bandwidth, man. I just like what I'm seeing in terms of all this because they have real good choice to really, again, it's a lot of breadth that they're going for. So Activision has a lot of breadth and they cover a lot of different genres. So they can drop seeds into little things here and there. And then they can build a couple of these big IPs that we're seeing. We'll build them into full-fledged, these are new Activision under the banner. Boom, the big release. You know what I'm saying? Imagine seeing a prototype, announcement. It's like 2 or 3 years from now. You're seeing prototype now in development. You know what I'm saying? Prototype 3, blah, 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 or something like that. That will be a huge thing for Microsoft and Xbox, in my opinion. A gun coming back. That would be a huge thing. I think there's a lot of good seeds here to build the Activision brand up a lot more and expand what they're already building and create, again, more exclusives, man. Y'all was saying, hey, Xbox don't got no games. That was the narrative for a long time. Phil Spencer was like, okay, I see you. I got something for your ass.
Say it again.
I got something for you. Facts. Say it now. Say it now. But yeah, man, that's all I got on the Xbox conversation, bro. We're definitely gonna be seeing much more of that develop over time. But what a story that was. Now moving out of the Microsoft side, we're gonna get into some other stories from the week. We gonna tap into a little different bag, man. Something that I've personally been waiting to see. So after months of waiting, 2K Games has finally dropped a major update and trailer for the upcoming WWE 2K22. So now the trailer shows off some refreshed visuals from top to bottom for gameplay, a new engine, and several new features, including the 2K Showcase, which is of course like a career mode, which just shows like their best highlights of a certain star. This time around, it's the cover star Rey Mysterio. The return of my GM mode that was like long awaited, took years for them to make it come back in the game. My faction mode is building your own stable. Not sure how it actually functions just yet. My Rise is basically just 2 story modes based on male and female wrestlers, revamped creation suite, and cross-platform community creations, but there's no word on crossplay for the entirety of gameplay across the series. Now, I know I saw the trailer. I'm not sure if you did. I can start with this one.
Go for it.
Listen, bro. I'm gonna keep it a stack here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a wrestling fan, bro. I grew up on that joint. My mama grew up on that joint. Like, it's not gonna leave me. I'll watch it in some capacities. I'll have the stuff in my head. The only reason, like, 40% of the reason why I like any rock music or whatever is because of wrestling. You know what I'm saying? There's some things I just attribute to wrestling in my life that it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to talk like the Rock on stream, so I'll be, you know what I'm saying, have the confidence up, talking this shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Have the comebacks, smack it down and whatnot. I enjoy wrestling games so much, but over the past few years, just there have been so many ones that have been lackluster and bad. 2K20 was like the culprit. Like, everybody was hounding that game so badly that 2K was like, "Yo, bro, we're just not gonna release anything next year, bro. We'll just take a break. We'll come back and we'll see what happens. Where, you know what I'm saying, we're on the other side." You know, they got hounded to hell, and they have worked. I'm assuming they worked their asses off to really get this game to a standpoint where it's acceptable and good by fan standards, and creates a lot of different, avenues for people to play that we have, come to expect and come to know from these WWE games, man. So for them to have my GM mode back, which is a really big thing that the community wanted for years to bring back, to finally have that there, a couple of different modes, the creation suite, cross-platform downloads, you can get all these creative stuff, easy access for that, which is really, really good. You want to build as much infrastructure for, an easy community like outlay, where it's like, yo, we can do this for a long time. We want to have the tools in place right now to jump to be like, okay, cool. We want to, support this game for a long time. Can you make it easy for us to support the game for a long time? Or are you going to make it harder? And it seems like they're on the right path to making it easier. My only reservations is it looks good, but does it play good?
Yeah.
Where's the actual smoothness in the frames, the online play and the lag and the net code? Because that's a really big part and a problem of online play that's been, messed up for years now. I really hope that's been fixed, but judging 2K, it's never fixed fully. That's a big concern. Again, just the roster set has always been a concern to people. Like, is it going to be big, small? How much people are you going to unlock? Like, what's going to be missing? How much do you have to change with all the, different wrestler changes and stuff and all that other stuff that you have to consider? And yeah, just in general, gameplay system. How is it going to feel? How is it going to feel? The tagline is, it hits different. I really hope it does feel better, because I know me. I love a good wrestling game. That's what I grew up on, man. Here Comes the Pain. You know what I'm saying? Day of Reckoning 2. Like, I grew up on just dope wrestling games. And that is a personal thing of mine that I've lost over the years. You know what I'm saying? I haven't had a good wrestling experience like that in a few years, like, but way before I even got into streaming. You know what I'm saying? Like, I probably last good one I played, or last like one I played like of note, was like 14, maybe 2K14 or WWE 13 or something like that, around there. But there's just a void that they need to work on filling again for this community, and then that creates a lot of longevity. So I hope they do it. Still have some reservations, but I really hope they nail it with this one.
So I actually avoid wrestling games for the reason that, like, every single new one is garbage. My boy actually bought 2K20, and he was actually one of the few. Yeah, he's actually one of the few people who didn't get a refund, because he was like, he waited too long, I think, or I guess he just, because he was like, yo, the glitches are actually pretty funny. So like he used to get like fried, and then like would play and would just be dying, because he's like, yo, this shit is so fucking busted. And I think his girlfriend bought it for him, so he was just enjoying his time. I don't even think he paid for it. Like, he was just vibing, and I was just like, hey man, that's cool. He's like, you want to play? I was like, not at all, man. The last wrestling game I played was Raw versus SmackDown 2007. That's how a lot.
That's a go. And
that was a good one. That was a good one.
That's up there.
It was. I got that game the same day I got God of War 2. Let me tell you, that was a great few months because I was playing both of those shits a lot.
That's a good haul.
Yeah, and I got both of them for like $20. Not like 10. Both of them $20 together. From like, and I'm in Philly. We got it from a crackhead. It was a phenomenal deal. He had the hookup. It was a phenomenal deal. The PS2 was humming for a while, but I remember the first one that I played that blew me and my brother's mind, bro, was SmackDown Shut Your Mouth. Back before they even got together. Yo, those games were insane. Because I remember we left the ring and just kept running, and there was just so many areas. Like there was just so much. And I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you.
Boiler room.
Yeah, we used to be in the garage, like in the car parking lot or whatever, just driving around. There was like a little forklift, and you could like drive it into people. That shit was nuts. It was insane. So I remember like seeing those things, and then like when I got older, like I had like I didn't have a lot of money for games, so like wrestling games, I didn't watch wrestling for a while, so I was just like, I'm not gonna put money down on that. But like seeing how like progressively they got more like and like. Man, I really be fucking up like any sponsorship opportunities in these podcasts. Let me tell you how it is. But like 2K is another company that I just feel like does not care. Like I'm gonna keep it 1,000. They're one sex scandal away from like selling their shit too, because they just like put games out to make money. Because like how many any NBA 2K fan right now, if you know somebody who's been playing NBA 2K, go give them a hug. They need it, because I don't think I've heard good things about an NBA 2K game in actual years. They need the hugs. Like I don't think I've heard one positive thing about this game like ever.
Hey yo, I give it in defense. It started good, but then they passed it to hell from what I hear. So
like that's what I'm saying. I remember 2K18 on the PS3 was good, but 2K18 on the PS4 wasn't, which made no sense to me. Like those 2K players, man, shout outs to y'all, because the loyalty y'all have is insane, because I could not. Same thing with like 2K WWE, and some would say Borderlands. I would say Borderlands. It's just like they just figured they have this open lane, so we can really just do whatever. We can slow the car down because ain't nobody behind us. Like nobody's trying to. But it's like, And then when NBA Live came back out, I was like, damn, maybe NBA Live is going to put some fire under the asses of 2K, and then they were worse. Which how do you do that?
They had some real promising actual mechanics, but it didn't
work.
There were some things that were off. There was some stuff that were off.
I'm happy to see them taking their time with this game, and if this game is good, I'll buy it, because I enjoy wrestling, especially if you have the full roster. Because that's one thing I loved about every year of a wrestling game, is that new wrestlers would get added, but like you'd still have Stone Cold, you still have like The Rock, so you could still enjoy it even if you're not a fan of new wrestling. All of your favorites are still in those games, and some of them even play really key roles and stuff. So like I was just like, I remember in 2007, I could be wrong, but I remember there was like a part in the campaign where I was talking to Eddie Guerrero, and I was like, damn, this is crazy that I'm like playing, like this is Eddie Guerrero. He's gone, but like he's still here, or I can play as him in this game. Like this is your connection to these people. Like, and when you grow up with that, it's beautiful. It's awesome. I would love for this game to be awesome. I'm actually gonna go watch the trailer. Like after this, I'm gonna go watch it because I want to see what it's like. Because I think that this could be cool. But that's the problem, is that like it could be cool. I can't. It could also just be another 2K game where it's all right, I guess, and then everybody hates it, but we still play it. It could be one of those.
Yeah, it's the kind of the case of like guilty to proven innocent, man. The track record of 2K, we're all on thin ice with y'all, but in my heart of hearts, I really think that they can do a job with this. We just got to see everything come out in time, and I just want it to be smooth. I want it to have a lot of, again, wide variety of gameplay options and stuff, and just again show it some love, man. Just show it some love that we, the love that we have for these games. We want you to show that same love into putting them, to creating them, to making these things what they are. That's all I ask. And then if you put that there, the rest of that will come through, man. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, it's like, yo, you play SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain. In my opinion, the GOAT, the best wrestling game of all time. You know what I'm saying? You see how much depth was in that, bro. Game modes, championships, still all this stuff. The downright, and it's a PS2 joint. You know what I'm saying? Like from back then, and you haven't been able to one up or try and replicate the experience of that. I know it was rare because it was in that time, but still trying to like emulate the depth, how much stuff you can put into the game, the level of control you give to players, and customization on whatever. Like it's weird, but I still think they can do it, but I have to see it. I gotta see it.
It's because back then they made a game with the mindset that we might not make another one for a while, so let's make it good. Once wrestling games and sports games all started going every year, they kind of had the mentality of like somebody who has the closing shift. Like, I'm gonna just let opening shift handle it. Like next year we'll fix whatever problem this is or whatever. That was the problem with a lot of these games, where it's just like, do we need to put this feature in now? It's like, it seems like it would be too much work. Like, all right, cool, we'll just put it in there next year, I guess. Like, that's kind of how it feels when you play a lot of these sports games and these new games.
Got you, man. Hey, listen, in my heart of hearts, fingers crossed. I really hope this comes out well. Again, it's like, I never want games to come out poorly.
Absolutely.
I never want any game to come out poorly, man. Some people just be openly hating on games because that's what they do.
That's weird.
I don't want no game ever to come out bad. I want it to come out in the best possible state, to make it where if I even like forgot about you or failed to mention you, I feel like an idiot going back to play you.
Yeah.
Because I was like, why didn't I jump on this when it came out? But we see with the the actions of developers and just development, executives, and just how the process goes, doesn't always end up as intended. So I just want the shit to be dope, because how much dope shit from against a personal perspective, from a content creator perspective, because that's something I love to put back into the rotation, bro. I would love to sit down here with my brother. We just run sets of just games, literally just do whatever matches and blah blah blah, like, and create our own players. Like, I remember way back when, like a couple years ago, before my brother lost his save on his PS3, like he had this dude, right? He was like 6'7", 350 pounds, hella tattoos, white beard, and a cap, and he called him like Bad Santa. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he called this nigga Bad Santa. He was doing Hurricane Ranas. He was doing flips off the top, weird ass creations like that. But that sticks in your memory, bro.
Yeah.
It's like you can't beat experiences like that. You know what I'm saying? They have a real unique, just palette of memories and emotions and experiences you can tap into with WWE. Man, I just hope they execute right. They execute it right. That's that on that, man. Let's scooch on a little bit forward, man, to a little bit of different news, man. This one I'm actually excited for, and I have more faith in. I'm not gonna lie, I got more faith in this one. So this week, new and improved Telltale Games CEO Jamie Odley sat down with Game Informer to talk about the studio, improving on the past, and the next entry into the long-awaited Wolf Among Us series. Now, there were a lot of details that Jamie brought up in the article, including Telltale reaching out to Ad Hoc, which is a team of former Telltale employees after the shutdown. They worked on some of the first game in the Wolf Among Us series to be collaborative partners on the new game. Telltale is actually handling a lot of the game design, motion capture, and programming, while Ad Hoc is working on the creative side. Telltale is doing entire iterations at one time, instead of actually their old method of completing one episode of a series and then working on the next one, to avoid a lot of crunch and longer release gaps. And offered some bits on the story as well for Wolf Among Us 2, saying that it takes place 6 months after after the events of the first game. We're going to try and explore a lot more of New York City this time around, and we're having a lot of dangling questions from the first series answered as Snow White is deputized in Fabletown, and we see, the wolf do his damn thing, and we're getting back into it, man. So we're going to see a lot of different stuff. And also, the script is completely done. Mocap is underway, so they're in a far more progressive state than we saw them in 2019. And yeah, man, they're on the move. What do we think about Wolf Among Us 2?
I need to play the first one. I saw a struggle play it, and I was like, damn, this looks interesting. I love the Telltale games, but
play it.
I always had an issue with the Telltale games because of it was episodic, and they're always, Telltale games are so fucking clunky, and it's like it's part of their charm, but I also just never really was in the mood for it, I guess. I wasn't like, man, I don't want to have them to walk over here and then be like, oh, I gotta go over here now. And it was always so funny, watching Charles play the
heavy ass rotation.
Yeah, the heavy ass, and then the long, you can't just hit the quick back step. My man has to walk around.
He got a loop, bro. He got to make a Yui, bro. He got a Yui.
No human should have that big of a turn radius, but they're funny, they're cool games. I am really interested in playing it. The one that I remember playing. I remember playing it allegedly playing the first season of Walking Dead, in the most not legal way, allegedly, right?
Allegedly, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm
I
saying?
got through episodes 1 through 4, and then on the fourth one, my save would not transfer. So like all like the decisions I made were pre-made for me, and I didn't like that because like that matters to you when you go through episodes 1 through 4, and then it's like, oh, so 4, like all that is just gone now. The one that I beat was the Telltale's Borderlands one, which I was a big fan of, and I would love to go back and play these games. I'm excited because I really didn't want these games to die. A lot of people were just like, it's stupid, it's just like a point and click or whatever, but point and click is fucking gas. Like it's a great,
and that's a pillar of gaming, bro. Stop playing, bro. Y'all don't know about them joints from way back. Yo, like chill. Point and click is fire.
I always thought that the people who like just sit there and watch, like if you're a streamer who all you do is just like all you want to do is watch TV and like play games very lightly, like you really don't feel like doing too much work while you're sitting there in front of your stream, these Telltale games literally should be your bread and butter. You should play every single one of them because you don't have to do much. You just experience story. They're just good to just hang out and enjoy a good story. So like, you know I'm happy that they're still making Telltale games. I definitely want to check out Wolf Among Us 1. I think I actually own it. So like I could see myself doing. I still have a huge backlog of games to play. But those games are they're really good. I'm excited to see what a new Telltale games looks like in 2022.
Bro, I will say this, you need to play Wolf Among Us. To me, I played through a couple of them, bro. Wolf Among Us is so fire. To me, it's a solid amount better than Tales from the Borderlands. For me,
really?
It's a solid amount.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to check it out. I heard there was also I also love that they did it with like different franchises. Like there was a Game of Thrones one. I don't know if it picked up.
I heard the Game of Thrones one was pretty good too. Game of Thrones I heard was pretty good as well. Like again, for me, for Telltale, they are really smart at picking IPs that they can build into, you know what I'm saying, and create pretty unique twists on stuff. As you can see again with Batman, the Telltale series, the Batman one was ridiculously good plot, ridiculously fire, like so enjoyable. Borderlands, a really enjoyable story that ties into stuff. I liked it. The Wolf Among Us, the first one, I'm not gonna spoil nothing, but really good based on the IP. I forgot what it was called. I forgot the actual comic series that's based upon, but whatever. I think it's just Fables, but that really good. You know what I'm saying? The Walking Dead. Oh my goodness, how many times I got choked up at my ridiculous amounts. So good. All of it, man. They are really, again, good at creating these narratives based on IPs and, you know, putting their own special twist on things, you know, in stories. And I didn't want to see them leave. And I'm glad that they're back. And I'm glad that this is their comeback. I'm glad this is their comeback project, because this is one that I think everybody who knows Telltale, like you know, or at least played more of the games and know what they're about, wants to see this one right here, because when it drops.
There is a franchise, actually a Telltale franchise that I really do love. I was actually going to be one of my first YouTube videos, but the audio, you love that. The audio fucked up, and because I knew what happened in the episode, it was going to suck if I just replayed it soon. So I'm like waiting to like kind of forget what happens. Yeah. But Sam and Max, which is a point and click adventure game with like, I don't know if you've seen them. It's like the big dog with the white bunny. Like that. Oh yeah. That they remastered the first season of that game. And that's made by Telltale. That is one of my favorite games. I'm excited. So like they make such good games. I might have to bring that to stream.
They do such dope ass narratives, man. I'm like, how? This was also in the article, but I didn't want to touch on it too much. They're also doing a series on The Expanse. It's like a sci-fi show, The Expanse. It's like a space based and whatnot. I've heard The Expanse is a really good show, and then they're diving into that. So they're not just like taking the biggest franchise and doing whatever and stuff like that. And they really take their time and choose IPs that they can really build something around. So I have full faith in, you know, in Telltale, the new and improved one, and Ad Hoc, to really make a good impression with this comeback and the other stuff that they were doing working forward, man. Like I'm glad that they're here. I'm glad that they're still around.
Love to see it.
Absolutely. And we tie it into this one right here, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna switch gears, you know what I'm saying? Cross a couple seas, take a couple boat rides and whatnot. So there have been some rumblings this week around the rumor mill for Sega's hit franchise Judgment, but not in the video game lane. According to Kotaku and Nikkei Gendai in Japan, there have been a slew of rumors suggesting that a live-action TV series based on the Judgment series is in the works. Actor and star of the game Takuya Kimura is reportedly uninterested in his continuation of an Asahi television series that he's currently working on called BG Personal Bodyguard, and he's gearing up for more projects that are tailored to him. So, I mean, Judgment TV series, bro. Judgment TV series on Japanese TV. What we thinking, bro? I mean, literally, the character that is in question, it's him. So, what's going on?
If y'all don't just fucking put Judgment on PC, I swear to fucking God. Every time I see anything that has to do with fucking Judgment and it's not PC release incoming, it is the fucking most annoying thing I've ever had to deal with. I love Yakuza. If I could inject Yakuza into my veins, I would. It is such a good franchise. But y'all made Judgment, which is like, yo, it's like the new Yakuza, and then you guys tell me, oh, it's not on PC, and I'm like, oh, that's Judgment and Death Stranding Director's Cut were the two games that I was like, I need to get a PS5 to play these. And one of these games is coming to PC. And I'll give you a little fucking hint. It's not Judgment. I'm sure I'm gonna say this though. I'm sure the TV show is gonna be super fucking gas because those stories are so goddamn good. But I'm sick and tired of it not being on my PC. I'm sick of it. It's so good. I just want the game. It's so good, and they're just like, "Hey, you like it?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, well, you can't have it. Go buy a PlayStation.
Got you. Now, I personally haven't played through Judgment, but I've seen little snippets. But basically, what I've gathered is like the traditional style of how Yakuza plays. They're giving all of that to the Judgment series, and then they're just going like turn-based stuff for Yakuza going forward. So I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah. But from all the stuff that I've seen from Judgment and Lost Judgment, it looks ridiculously good, and I need to play it now that I have now I got a PS5. We got to play some of them shits this year. We're gonna get it covered. And I've heard the narrative's fantastic, the gameplay is fantastic, all this stuff is good. The actor, that's who's actually the main character, who's the detective, he's gonna be involved in this show. So I'm like, listen, if y'all are involved with this stuff and y'all are like talking to each other, it's gonna be fire.
It's gonna be great.
I trust y'all. You know what I'm saying? If y'all working on your own stuff culturally, I have no doubt that it'll probably be at least a really decent show. Yeah, y'all got that. Now I would have had a problem if it was like, hey yo, Netflix, we trying to pick this up.
Yeah,
and you know what I'm saying? We trying to put some random dude. We trying to put Tom Holland as the the main detective. I'm like, hey, this don't fit. I love Tom Holland, but this don't fit Netflix. Now I would have a problem with that. But you said Asahi Television. I'm like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Y'all dealing with your own stuff. Culturally, y'all know the nuances of this, and y'all can probably best portray this character in a live action format. So I'm like, yo, listen, it's probably fire. It's probably gonna be fire. But in terms of the game series, man, you heard my man. Put it on PC, bro.
Put it on PC, bro.
Put it on PC. Put the damn thing on PC. All right, man. We're gonna drop off to a quick last topic for the day, man. This week, Bond film producers have offered some solid response to the chatter around the search for the next James Bond in the film series. While the next iteration is a ways away, producer Barbara Broccoli spoke to Deadline in response to the Idris question, saying that he's a magnificent actor and, it's been part of the conversation, but it's always difficult to have it when someone else is in the seat. So just a quick little tidbit, man, on the possibility, man. My boy Knuckles, is he going to be the next Bond? What's the chances of him being the next Bond? Will we want to see him there? What's going on with this situation, bro? Talk to me.
I think he'd be a phenomenal James Bond. I mean, like, I feel like it's time to go past, like, the white dude James Bond. Just because there's just so many freaking Bond movies. Like, if it's going to be a franchise that's moving consistently, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's going to consistently change, why not just, like, and it's funny because, like, all the Bond actors will do a few movies and then they're like, all right, I'm tired of being James Bond because, like, why would anybody want to be the same role over and over and over again? So it's like, I think it'd be cool if we rotated. Like, why not? Like, why not? I don't think anybody can sit here and be like, yeah, Idris Elba, not a good actor. Like, you're smoking dope. He's an amazing actor. I don't see why he couldn't be James Bond. I would love to see him as James. I would honestly just want to see something different because I feel like right now, like, I ain't never really been hyped for a James Bond release. Like, I've never been like, oh, is that a James Bond movie coming out? Like, I see them. If they're on Netflix, I'll watch them or whatever. Like, they don't really wow me. So seeing more representation, more diversity, or just seeing more change, seeing them step out of their comfort zone, I'd be more inclined to actually go watch it in theaters.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, because because of GoldenEye, I was tapped in. You know what I'm saying? You already know
No, I
what it
feel you.
is. You know, because of that, I became a James Bond fan. I was like, all right, I'll keep a lookout. And then I saw all the other movies. And when I got older, rewatched them. I was like, yo, bro, some of these movies are not that good, especially the Pierce Brosnan ones. I'm like, bro, some of these
Yeah.
is midi. Halle Berry was fantastic,
Yeah.
but those movies not so much.
Yeah.
Now, looking at this stuff, I'm like, yo, it could use a change of scenery. I don't want to give out no game or anything like that, but we've seen agents that are close to Bond who were not, who were not white dudes. You know what I'm saying? There was a black female in some of the past movies that was involved.
Yeah.
Could have been a Bond. Could have been a Bond there. I wouldn't mind that at all. But in terms of the Idris stuff, I would love to see him. If y'all haven't, there's a series on Netflix. I believe it's called Luther. Y'all should look into that. There's a movie being made about Luther. That is a dope series, and that's like, yo, y'all can easily transition that show to him being Bond, like dead ass, like that. The detective side of it, yes, just remove some of the like erratic nature and for a good part of him being a bum in that show, because sometimes he be bumming in that show.
Mm-hmm.
Just spoiler warning, like that. Remove that for a time, he could be Bond. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And again, Idris has the chops for it. He does this. I've heard some other names mentioned, like Henry Cavill, Luke Evans, which
wasn't
is
Henry Cavill in a James Bond movie?
Nah, he was in Mission Impossible. He did the.
That's what it was.
You know what I'm saying?
I need to go watch that movie because when I saw that scene, I was like, "That's nuts! I need to see it."
He did that shit was hilarious. He did the fist reload shit. That was mad
that
funny.
shit
I'm
was
not gonna lie.
stupid.
Seeing in the context, stupid as shit.
No,
but
like
honestly, yes,
that was fucking amazing.
I
so
laughed my ass off. I'm like, who the we've had this conversation before at some point. At least everybody in the world, like, you know what I'm saying? Like he recocked his arms, bro. He recocked his arms.
That's great. Oh my god.
He recocked them joints. That's insane to me. But Mission Impossible ain't never been a bad movie. They're gonna have a 7 and 8, but then they delayed them to 2023. They like, a report came out today that said they were gonna delay them just because of stuff and production, whatever. But yeah, man. In terms of this, I would love to see Idris, or give me, you know what I'm saying, like, give me a female Bond. But top choice probably be Idris right now. In general, I would say though, I love James Bond films, cool, but give me another Man from U.N.C.L.E. I'm tired of this. I don't know if you remember 2015. Literally, Henry Cavill was in the remake of like an 80s show called The Man from U.N.C.L.E., and that movie was dope. But then the cannibal dude was in that. He was in, what was the name? Army Hammer, I think it was. The dude that was a cannibal that ate people, or allegedly ate people. I don't know. I don't want to assume nothing, but some wild stuff was going on. But he was in that film in 2015 with Henry Cavill, and then he cannot be recast apparently because of that. I don't know. That's not me. I don't write the news.
You're throwing a lot of information at me. You're throwing me movie recommendations and cannibalism stories that I gotta look up after this. Like I'm gonna have to like Google search this.
You're gonna have to multitask. All right, but The Man from U.N.C.L.E. was a fantastic movie. I would love to see them bring that back over like a Bond film faster. It's gonna be some time, but Man from U.N.C.L.E. Y'all need to tap into that. If you haven't seen that movie, watch it from 2015. Watch it. It's based on the 80s show. Magnifico.
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know who should be.
I
don't know who should be a Bond. Who should be like would be the best James Bond? But I think The Rock should be in a Bond movie in some facet because I think he would be either a good villain
he
or
needs to be a villain.
Like I think he would be great as like a villain or even like a very involved henchman or something, dude. Because I think it would be hilarious.
Bro, I mean, Batista was already in there. He was a henchman, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen. He was already there. Look, I think The Rock would be like a funny ass, you know what I'm saying? Like he'd be a FBI agent that Bond works with, and at some point they're all fighting in the jungle, and then that's where he turns on him, and he's a double agent wearing the same shirt he wore for the other 5 movies.
Oh,
that's
come on, bro.
That's money, baby. That's money every time, bro. $7. We started from $7. We $7 million now. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yes.
Oh man.
All right, man. Hey man, that's all the notes I have for today, man. Is there anything else that you had on your mind? Anything we might have missed?
No. Yeah, no. I think that pretty much covers basically everything that's happened. I think we did a good job on that.
I actually have something that we missed. Actually, I believe the most important story from this past week. Let me keep it a buck and inform everybody. So the smash hit game, My Friend Peppa Pig, now has a free PS5/Xbox Series upgrade for now last gen owners, and the DLC is planned for March 2022. So that means Peppa Pig has now had a next gen update faster than Cyberpunk 2077. That's crazy. That is all. I saw that today and I was like, what?
Your move, CD Projekt Red.
Cyberpunk. That's crazy.
Your move, CD Projekt Red.
Holland. That's wild. He said the Witcher. We raised you Peppa Pig. Nigga. Hold that. Hold that.
One of our games
That's
works.
insane.
It's not yours.
the best, literally the best news I've heard all week. I don't care. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. All right, man. That's it for today. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to the No Cooldown podcast, bro. Episode 6 down in the books. We'll be back next week. Give me your closing notes. When easy, how you feeling? Close home.
Let's see. Don't get acquired. That's the best. That's the best news. Just hey, know your worth. Know your worth. Don't be on Game Pass. Facts. Don't let them put you on Game Pass.
Facts. Your mind cannot be on Game Pass, man. Tell them.
You're exclusive. You're exclusive.
It's not no game, so don't pass up on your value. You know what I'm saying? You're a high valued target. You can't let them, you know what I'm saying, level you and put you on the pass, bro. You can't let them do it. You can't let them do it. Yesterday's price is not today's price. All right. Stupid.
Oh my god.
Stupid, man. Listen. My closing notes is, listen, please check y'all Zooms. Do not share screen if you're not ready to, or else it's a wrap for y'all. Listen, y'all have a good one. So much news has been coming, but we're going to keep it dropping. Make sure you follow all of the relative channels. Look for us on Anchor and Spotify. Just search up No Cooldown and you will find us. That's NO space COOLDOWN. You can find us there. You can find When Easy on YouTube at Wotaku Channel. That's right. Spell it out, Wotaku Channel. You will find him there on Twitter and other socials at When Easy. You will find me on all socials, that man Tripp. You can put all one word. You can put the spaces. You're still going to be finding me there. You can do it. You can do it. Search for us there. Support us. Show us some love. Rate us highly on these podcasts apps. We're trying to get up there. Show some love on all this stuff that we putting out. And listen, man, tap in. We got another episode coming next week. The ball is rolling. It's going up from here, y'all. We will see you in the next one. No Cooldown is out of there. And that's the recording.
Yes, it is.
Huzzah.
Yes, it is.
Oh, wonderful. That's another episode down, man. 2 hours 10. That wasn't bad. I thought it was going to be like 40 because of Xbox. Honestly.
Yeah. There was a lot to talk about. That's solid, though.
Yeah, man. That's good, man. That's good. I'm glad we got that one out. Cause I was itching to talk about this for a minute. Cause Xbox, I was like, dang, I was in the middle of work. Right? I was in work. I said, sure. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I was just like, I was scared because I was like, man, there's gonna be so much to talk about this week.
Dead ass, bro. Hey, appreciate you, Flex. Appreciate you, man. That's real, bro. Thank you. We doing it, man. We're trying to get this podcast stuff way up there. I believe we really talking that talk, bro. Just wait. I think over the next month or so, we're gonna have a lot of updated graphics and whatnot. Charles, appreciate you. Thank you so much for the kind words. You know, we doing the damn thing. Let me see.
Sensenek,
who we trying to raid to while we're going?
Sensenek, thank you for the raid. He raided me a while back. I totally forgot.
Yes, sir. Shout out to the love.
Yeah, I appreciate that. What I'm saying? Who are we gonna raid?
I have no clue.
We got, so I have Killer King, and
I see
Falk, I think are the two people who I'm thinking. I don't know if you follow Falk a lot, but we also got Killer King too.
What's Falk playing?
Falk is playing, I think he's just chatting, and I think Killer King is playing Genshin.
Yeah, King's on Genshin. I see King. We can do King.
Alright, bet. Sad boys, this is not the bloopers. This is the end of the podcast.
The bloopers? It ain't the bloopers, bro. What's this is extended cut, bro. So you better chill out, bro. You better hashtag No Cooldown on Twitter, bro. What you mean, bro?
You gotta tap in, sir.
The Tripp one cut, bro. Give us more. Give us more.
All right, let me do Killer King.
Oh me. Let me drop a raid. I'm about to go. I gotta go install my brother's mixer because he literally had it since Christmas. He didn't want to open that damn thing, so we're opening it. I'm telling him to install that shit. Then I gotta go install RAM into my computer. Then I gotta go chop all this shit up. Then I gotta go do clips. Then I'm gonna still play Apex and depress myself for the night, and I'm gonna feel good about it. It's fine. I've succumbed to this life. This is what I must do.
I am gonna go to the bathroom, and then I'm probably gonna play League with Panda. That's usually how my night goes. So I will also be depressed that night.
Hey man, listen, we chose this life. Life didn't choose us.
Absolutely.
All right. Listen, my raid button is ready. Your raid button
Yes,
is it ready?
sir. Yes, sir.
All right, man. Listen, hey, I appreciate everybody who tuned in. We're gonna drop all these episodes and stuff on all podcast platforms and on YouTube very, very soon over the next couple of days. So check that out. Support it. We're gonna drop a couple of clips as well. Please show us some love. Go follow No Cooldown on Twitter. Spreads the word, man. Spreads the word. At some point, we're gonna get it looking real nice and have all these guests up here. So y'all might want to get in on this before, you know what I'm saying, we blow up and all that. So keep your eyes on it. Go show King some love. He's playing Genshin right now. Thank you so much for your contributions as a wonderful podcast partner.
Right
and
back at you.
Yeah.
I'll catch you guys later.